The following is a product of Studio 42.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is football time in Texas.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs football.
For the first time in 2023, it's Bo Stevens as the wild dog.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe.
Batted away by Gage Carr, and Howe has won in Tioga.
Also brought to you by Corey Hernandez State Farm, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden, Hit, Roof and Exteriors, Michelle Carney Photography.
Riddle me this. Knox leaps and bounds into the end zone.
Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, TechWave, Knight Furniture, Ed Meacham State Farm, the Llama Realty Group.
It's picked off at the 45. Coming near side. B.U. Omer in the house.
Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Rapid Electric.
And we want to lot it up, and hopefully we do that a whole bunch more times.
Now let's open the Rapid Electric tailgate party and join the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Yeah! I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
The Howe Bulldogs march into Tiger Stadium, where the oxygen from the surrounding cedar trees have suffocated the Dogs to a tune of 4-10 at Leonard since 1960. But don't tell the All-Texoma Land Player of the Week Knox Bounds that, because he and quarterback Colin Murphy have playoffs on their mind in this, the opening night of 8-3A Division I. Howe has a 3-2 record and is coming off a 28-3 thrashing of the SNS Rams. The Leonard Tigers are also 3-2 and have won 3 straight, with the most recent a 39-20 win at Tom Bean. The Tigers score points. They average 43 per game. Howe's defense is allowing 30 per game. But take away the 8 turnover contest with Honey Grove and the Dogs are allowing 22 per contest. Just as every goal each week, the Bulldogs will try to chew clock and keep the Tiger offense on the sidelines. It's Howe at Leonard, and it's football time in Texas.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the Scoggins Funeral Home Senior Spotlight.
This week's Senior Spotlight is Luciano Vasquez, Homecoming King. I bet that was exciting.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I was super happy that I got it. Everyone was going around telling me that they thought I was going to win, and I was just trying to stay humble about it, and you just got called out, and I was super excited about that.
How much did you dance at the homecoming dance?
Not at all. I just did the king and queen dance, and then me and a couple buddies just left and went and hung out after the dance.
Did you have a date, or did you go with a bunch of buddies? How'd that work?
I went with a date, Hayden Brenner. It was me, her, and Garrett, and his girlfriend, and we're hanging out, yeah.
Did y'all go out to eat before or anything?
Yeah, we did. We went to Fogo de Chao in Legacy West. It was pretty good.
Who's your favorite teacher at Howe High School?
It's definitely it's definitely like two people. It's Miss McCall and Miss Nail. They kind of like fight for first place every once in a while.
They fight for first place every week that I ask that question. Who's your favorite coach?
Definitely Coach Graham. He's been really helping me with my game, coming back from my injury, and he just knows all his stuff and just really helpful.
Now, you talk about the injury. You missed all of last season due to the injury. Talk about that, and how is it?
Yeah, so I tore my ACL, during a preseason scrimmage, and it was pretty tough on me and my family and our team since, we weren't going to have those guys back this year. And it's been pretty rough, but, working hard and just recovering, and it's pretty good now.
So once you were dubbed Gucciano Vasquez because you wore a Gucci belt with your baseball pants. I think I remember that very clearly. Are you still styling out there on Friday nights?
Yeah, I try to as much as I can. Coach Brian's pretty strict on the whole, what we wear on game days. So I have my knee braces, and I'll just paint my face all black and just try to do as much as I can.
What's in store for Luciano Vasquez after high school?
I really want to pursue a career in nursing and just go to college and just be successful.
What else are you involved with at Howe High School?
I'm involved with the band, and then I'm doing one act with Miss Nail because she kind of drugged me into doing that. And I'm just trying to do the most I can just to leave a mark in Howe.
A huge win against SNS. Seems like a long time ago. Lots of penalties that night against your team. How do you clean those up?
We just got to be more disciplined, just shoot our hands inside. It's just little stuff that drags us back and slows our momentum down. But when we fix it, we do good. Yeah.
This offense has transformed since week one. Has Colin Murphy changed at all since becoming quarterback?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's more of a leader now. He's more of a leader figure, and he just really picked up the offense super quick, and he's understanding what to do now, and I think we're gonna do a lot better.
District starts tonight. It all really counts now. Everything's on the line. This is when you start really the off season in November, it's geared for these next 5 weeks. What's your thoughts on Leonard?
I think they're not too bad. I think us and Leonard are pretty close together in our skill range, and I think it'll be a really good game to watch.
One last thing, the stadium over there is there's not a track around it. It's an old stadium. The bleachers are right on top of the sidelines. Do you want to make a call out to the fans to get out there and get on top of you guys, and can that make a big difference?
Oh, I 100% think I think if our student section and our fans were a little bit more not excited but more involved in our game, I think we'd have more motivation, and I think we'd have more momentum going into that game, and I think it'd work a lot.
That is your Senior Spotlight, Luciano Vasquez.
Tonight's Senior Spotlight has been brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the Independent Financial Coach's Corner with Lance Bryan.
All right, Coach, bye week. Did you get a chance to do any fishing or relaxing at all?
I didn't do any fishing. I did do a lot of projects around the house and kind of got to spend some time with the family. We spend, all coaches, we spend a lot of time away during football season. And, a lot of times on Thursdays and Fridays, the only time I see my wife is, glimpses of her in the stands or that few minutes right after the game. And so we did some stuff together and, we went on a couple dates and spent time with the family. We shortened practice up. It's not an off week. We still practice and try to get ready for district. And, we still did a lot of that. And so, but it was good to kind of be able to take a little bit of a step back and, downshift for a little bit. But, we're right back to it now.
Knox Bounds was named All-Texoma Player of the Week by the Herald Democrat. What has he meant to this team thus far?
He's been huge. The first game of the season, he only had about, 30 or 40 yards. But in the last 4 weeks, he's had 450. And so he's sitting right at about 500 right now. And so he's been a huge weapon for us. And we anticipated that he was going to be, a pretty good back coming into the season. And on all our offseason records, he's in the top 10 on just about every category. And so we knew that he was going to be ready to handle a big load. And, he's getting his feet underneath him now. He's starting to really see the cuts and where he needs to bend it or bang it on our zone plays. And, he's getting better every week. And so we're looking forward to seeing how he finishes out the year.
Well, Caden Dunn has spelled Bounds at times, and he's what we call the scat back. I guess it's a luxury to have a kid like that come in and be kind of a change of pace back.
Definitely. Whenever Knox is, toe to the rock a few too many times or he needs a quick blow, it feels really good to be able to bring in a senior, that is incredibly high work ethic and runs incredibly hard. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he's a power lifter and he's a lot stronger than a guy his size might look. And so it's really nice to be able to bring in a guy like him and have a change of pace. But, the other thing about him is he's really unselfish too. Even when he runs the ball, he runs it really hard. But when he's asked to block, he does that incredibly hard too. And so, he's a really unselfish kid and he's a really big team first guy. And, it's a really big luxury to have a guy like him coming in.
I talked to him last week in the senior spotlight, and he, to ask him about running back, and he didn't even mention carrying the ball really. He just talked about blocking, and his change of pace was geared towards blocking. I thought that, said a lot about him.
He's a great kid, and we preach unselfishness a lot. There's only one football, and there's times, if you're a receiver, like you're going to be asked to block, a lot more than you're going to be asked to catch a football. And if you're a running back, it's the same thing. We do a lot of misdirection stuff, and obviously we're running Colin Murphy, quite a bit. And so, running backs, they're going to have to block for other people. And, you get blocks in the secondary by receivers, that turns first downs into touchdowns. And, you look back over the course of a game and those plays are huge. And, the O-line gets most of the credit for blocking, as they should. But the big plays that go for a long way usually look up and there's a running back blocking downfield or a receiver blocking downfield, something like that. And that's what breaks the really, really big runs. And so, we preach that and, some kids hear it better than others. And, but Dunn is definitely one of those kids that, he goes all out. He wants to do everything that he can to help the team.
defensively against S&S, which seems like 6 weeks ago. You gave up the initial points, but then pitched a shutout the remainder of the game. The defense seems to be getting better each week.
You know, we've had to change up some guys and move some positions around a little bit, you know, as the season's progressed. But we feel like we're really getting locked in on what the guys do well. And you know, we had mostly new guys starting on every single position just about, you know, going into this season. We had a few returning starters, but even some of them are playing new positions. And so we knew that as the year would go on, that those guys would get more comfortable in what they're doing. And, you know, they're starting to really see that. And they really played really well. You know, we were pretty frustrated that we gave up the 3 points in that first series. You know, they threw a couple passes that connected and kind of kept them in the, you know, got them in field goal range. But, you know, the defense stepped up when they needed to. And after that initial drive, I think they held them to like 65 yards, I think, the rest of the game. And so, you know, they really dominated. And, you know, it was really good because, you know, the offense was moving the ball really well last week. And we had 11 penalties. And you know, like, penalties happen. I'm not saying I agree with all of them, but they still count. And, you know, that really derailed a lot of our drives. I feel like we left 21 points on the board easily. And, you know, we felt like we were in control of the game the whole time because our defense was playing so well. And, you know, it's a big credit to them. But, you know, the defense's job is to get the offense the ball back. Doesn't matter what the offense is doing. And we tell them that all the time. And so, you know, they know that's our mantra on defense. And, you know, they really did that last week.
We'll be back in 30 seconds.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
Coach, district play opens tonight with Leonard. They score a lot of points. As a matter of fact, 44 a game. Take away the 8 turnover game, and you're giving up 22 a game. What do you do to slow down their offensive attack?
You know, their quarterback's a really special player, and you know, he's a dealer. Like, he finds open receivers. You know, they throw the ball a lot. They put a lot on his plate, and you know, he's answering the bell for them. And so, you know, getting pressure on him is going to be huge. You know, not letting him get comfortable in the pocket, and, you know, find those receivers getting open. The thing about a passing game, a good passing game at least, is if they have time to throw, eventually people come open, because it's hard to cover for longer than 3.5, 4 seconds. That's why 7-on-7 has a 4-second rule, because it's just almost impossible to cover for that long. So getting pressure on him and making him uncomfortable in the pocket and trying to make him throw the ball quick is going to be huge. And then, you know, limiting their big plays. They have several guys that are really good with the ball in their hands. And, you know, we've got to limit, you know, they're going to have their plays, you know, like they're a tough offense and they score a lot of points. So they're going to be able to move the ball. But, you know, one thing we're going to have to limit is a huge play. We can't let a 10-yard pass turn into an 80-yard touchdown. We're going to have to, you know, limit those big plays, and that'll be huge. And I know that's cliche, but when you're playing a big play offense like they are, you know, that's the big key. You can't let them get comfortable in the pocket, and you got to limit big plays.
The bye week, I guess, gives you time to heal some injuries that some players might have been dealing with. Talk about that.
You know, we pulled back a lot last week. You know, we didn't bang quite as much as we normally would in our regular week, and we shortened practice a little bit, but we kept the bulk of our practices the same. We just did everything a little bit less time than we normally would, because we wanted to make it feel like a normal week as best as we could. And so we tried to continue to improve and get better, and you know, we added some new wrinkles on offense, and, you know, we kind of locked in a little bit on what we were trying to accomplish on defense, you know, going into district. And, you know, we wanted to give the kids a little bit of a break. You know, they grind a lot, and, you know, they invest a lot of time in football. And we wanted to give them some time to, you know, get home early for dinner or go to church or whatever they wanted to do. And, you know, we had a few nicks and bruises here and there, and it was good to have some time to get some guys healthy. You know, but it's football season, and nobody's 100% at this point in the year. And so everybody's got, you know, little nicks and bruises, and football's a tough sport for tough people. And, you know, the toughest guys are the ones that are going to be, you know, going every Friday night and doing everything they can to get out there. And we feel like we've got 22 guys that can do that.
Leonard has historically been a tough opponent for Howe, especially at Leonard. The stands are right on top of you over there. Can a good crowd have a big impact on how you perform tonight?
Absolutely. This football's an emotional game, especially at the high school level. Like the student section going crazy and the band playing. Those are huge elements that make high school football. What it is, all the pageantry that's involved is. That's what makes it such a great game. The football is one thing, but it's all the other elements that all come into play that make it huge. And so, Leonard's a great team, and any advantage that we can get is obviously going to help. And our fans have been really good to us whenever we've traveled on the road, and we need the same thing going forward this week.
You start really football season after the final gun of the last season, and you've been gearing up for really what amounts to these 5 games. District starts, it's all important. How do you see the district shaping up?
Like Lone Oak has really, really improved. I know Lone Oak had a down year last year, and they didn't win any games, but their coach is doing a good job over there, and they're winning some games now. And so I think that they're going to be much improved. I don't think they're going to be the guaranteed win that people might have thought they were last year. They're going to be a tough out. They can beat some people in the district, I think. We've got 2 top 5 teams in the state in our district, so obviously everybody's going to put them probably 1 and 2, and that's understandable. Somebody's going to have to rise up and knock them down before they don't get to that deserving spot. But after those 2 big dogs, I think the district's really wide open. I think that us, Blue Ridge, Leonard, we all tied for 3rd and 4th last year, and it came down to tiebreakers. And we beat Leonard, and we lost to Blue Ridge, and Blue Ridge beat. It was all over the place with who would beat who, and it came down to a week-to-week thing. How the matchups kind of worked out for each team, and who kind of came to play better than other teams. And so every week in the district's going to be really, really huge for the playoff implications, because everybody's going. There's only 6 teams. There's 4 spots, and a lot of the teams are really, really close talent-wise, and so it's gonna every week is gonna be a big week.
Tonight's Coach's Corner with Lance Bryan has been brought to you by Independent Financial. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Got hail? Get hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Sonic of Howe. Now let's join Monty Walker with a time travel through Bulldogs history.
The Howe Bulldogs are 6-4 in games played on October the 6th. The first game took place in 1938, where Howe defeated the Denison B team 21-7 at Bulldog Stadium, with all 21 points coming in the final 6 minutes of the contest. In 1939, Howe defeated Salina 6-0 when M.H. Jeter scored on the game's first offensive play. In 1960, Howe won at Prosper 22-8 behind Alton Norman's 120 yards rushing on 22 carries. Howe lost to Lake Highlands 6-0 at Bulldog Stadium in 1961, and in 1972 lost to Wolf City at home 27-7. Howe was thrashed by Cooper in 1978 41-6, but in 1989 Howe throttled Aubrey 40-0 with a rushing and receiving touchdown by Monty Walker. In 1995, Howe lost at home to Tom Bean for the first time ever at Bulldog Stadium 33-13. Howe shut out Anna 47-0 in 2000, and in the last game played on October 6th, Howe won at Bells 28-6 in 2006. Howe and Leonard have squared off 28 times, with Howe winning 12 and losing 18. The Bulldogs have won the previous two matchups coming into tonight's game. Howe lost 8 straight to open the series in 1961 before finally getting the first win in 1973. That night, Jackie Monk rushed for 201 yards and 3 touchdowns. Howe won 7 straight from 1991 to 2003. The Dogs' most points ever scored against the Tigers came in 1998 with a 39-7 win at Leonard. But Leonard would win 5 straight from 2004 to 2014, including a 59-28 win over Howe in 2008. Howe has not fared well at the stadium surrounded by the cedar trees. The Dogs have a 4-10 record at Leonard and didn't notch their first win until 1995 when Devin Mize scored 22 of Howe's 28 points.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Sonic of Howe. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Hi, this is Nino Foles.
And I'm Tyler Grisham. We're the only Bulldogs that ever rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Well, I could have had 5,000 in that slot T that y'all did.
I'd had 6,000 if I were 6'8", 220.
Hey now, both you guys were amazing. Let's just leave it at that.
All I know is that I bet we can agree that Sonic of Howe has great food and big smiles.
Well, it's not just good. It's Sonic good. Hey, Monty, how many yards did you have?
Wow.
Grish, let's go get a Sonic Blast and let me tell you how we beat Pilot Point.
You didn't go 3 rounds though, huh?
Jeez, guys.
This is Coach Jim Fryer.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen.
This is Coach Davey Dubose.
Hey, this is Coach Lance Bryan. I want to personally invite you to join the Howe Athletic Booster Club. They help us in every sport, girls and boys and middle school as well. From the doghouse at the Dog Pound, the Howe Athletic Booster Club raises money to help us through hosting powerlifting meets, running volleyball concessions, and especially through the sales of our Howe Bulldogs Black and White Game Day program. You can pick yours up at each home game. Help us light it up by joining up with the Howe Athletic Booster Club.
Have a great year, Bulldogs.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs Football. Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics.
I used to coach here. You might have heard. It wasn't really that long ago. I was hired on the hollow grounds of Bulldogs Stadium, and my life changed forever. I coached Bulldogs who had enormous pride for their school and town, and now they have Bulldogs carrying the torch and bringing the hammer down. Tonight begins the most important portion of every season. No more waiting, no more talking, no more speculation, no more anticipation. No more.
Bounds coming near side 45, runs over a defender 40, look out, 30-foot race, 25-20, to the 15, cuts it inside, to the 5, it is touchdown time in Texas. What a run by Knox, leaps and bounds. Handoff bounds, shot out of a cannon, it's touchdown time in Texas.
If the Howe Bulldogs want to raise a gold football in November, it must begin tonight. In games as important as this one, You get to play a big part. You get to play a big role. And I'm asking you, Bulldog Nation, to join me and scream and yell and ring those bells for the Howe Bulldogs. Get motivated, get dedicated, get rough and get tough. It's Leonard at Howe and it's football time in Texas.
Today's Scene Setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs Football. You've been listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Cedar Palace, Cedar Tree Palace over here in Leonard, Texas. Monty Walker along with Justin White and Stephen Braswell and Jake Roberts. And on her way over here is Caroline Carl Slauson. And she should be here fairly shortly. I explained to the referees already that she will be down there gracing her presence among the coin toss. So hopefully all of our equipment works this week, and we'll be able to do that. But more importantly, tonight, district opener for 8-3A Division II. And if you want to make the playoffs, if you're a Howe Bulldog fan out there, tonight is a big, huge, and I can't stress that enough. Getting a win tonight, just as a year ago, is so important if you're going to get where you want to get, and that's beyond the regular season, Justin White.
It's not only to get in the playoffs; it sets the tone for the season, and then, for the regular season. You've worked out your kinks, hopefully during the non-district, because then after tonight you play Bells and you play Gunner. The next two games.
In reverse order.
Excuse me. But you play two top 10 opponents within the next 2 weeks. And so it's important to try to get a win tonight before you take on those two tougher opponents and then hopefully wrap it up at the end of the season. But, yes, it's going to be an important game here tonight to come out of the gates early.
Yeah, no need to listen to Bells and Gunner tonight. Nobody cares about that game. It's all right here. Yeah. Everything's centered around the cedar trees over here in Leonard, Texas. We were talking about Braswell and I did a game, a really big football game, a district championship deciding football game over here, and we couldn't believe that it was 9 years ago. It's the last time we've been over here in Leonard, Texas, in the Cedar Tree Palace. But here we are again. It looks very similar. Nothing has changed. It's an old stadium, and one thing about this stadium is, there's not a track around it, as you might have heard in the pregame show. You're right up next to the sidelines. The stadium and the student body, they're right on top of the sidelines, and that can have a big impact on both crowds. And obviously Leonard likes to take advantage of that over here. There's literally about 5 yards from the fence to the playing surface on this side, on the home side. Over there on the visitors where the Howe Bulldogs will be, there's about 3 yards. And so sideline warnings could come into play. And I know Coach Brian was having a talk with the official about that, hey, this is very short over here. So,
give me a little leeway here.
Yeah, and Coach Brian was saying, hey, every time we rip off a big run or something, I'm yelling, sideline, sideline, sideline. So he was already pleading his case because he could see the writing on the wall over there with that little short, narrow strip of grass. And it is a grass stadium. We don't see very many of these anymore.
I know. Yeah, you need a get-back coach or a get-back player to kind of help get some of your guys, your coaches and players off the field there.
Speaking of officials tonight, out of the Commerce chapter, referee is Brant Lacey. The umpire, Craig Raspberry. The head linesman, Keith Henderson. The line judge is Jason Pruitt. And the back judge is Dale Hall. That's your officiating crew tonight. 5-man staff. We're used to 7 when we're at home. We usually have the Dallas chapter, but 5 officials tonight. I don't think you really need any more than that, Justin. That's just my opinion. But all the officials out there listening tonight will say, hey, we need about 11 or 12, I'm sure.
Yeah, let's hope that, don't need all that many black and white jerseys out there, except for the Howe.
I did talk to one official, and we were chit-chatting, about, I took a picture of the card, and they have the helmet logo of each team, and I said, hey, that Howe logo is about 12 years out of date. You need to update that. He said, I've never done a Howe game. I said, well, the one thing that all you got to know about Howe is they never hold. So don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Don't even look at last week's game either. Against SNS. Don't even look at that. But, they never hold. They never
Leonard comes into tonight's game with 125 yards of penalties on the season. Mr. Braswell over there can tell you that Howe had about 125 last week. So the penalties are going to be a big factor. If Howe's going to win this football game, you got to cut out the mistakes, because the last game, I won't say last week because it feels like 6 weeks ago, that game, Howe racked up so many penalties that it was over 100 yards. Can't do that tonight.
Has to be something they worked on. Luciano Vasquez talked about the senior spotlight. That was something they had to be more disciplined on, and on being able to clean up those holding calls.
Thank you for listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Don't get shocked. Call them at 903-421-8100. Also, the Senior Spotlight was brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home. The Coach's Corner was brought to you by Independent Financial. We'll give you the starting lineups now, the hit roof and exterior starting lineups. I'll do the Howe defense to start out with. Up front tonight, it's going to be a 4-3 look against this highly potent Leonard Tiger offense who likes to throw the football, and Justin will tell you about that momentarily. But up front for Howe, Bo Stevens goes back to the defensive end of position where he did so well a year ago. He's a junior. 28 tackles, leads the team. Charlie Vera will start at defensive tackle. He's a junior, 20 tackles on the season. Defensive tackle next to him is Tank Turner. Charlie Turner is his official name, but everybody calls him Tank. 15 tackles on the season. He's a junior. And the only senior on the starting defensive line is Ethan Mayo. He's a defensive end, and he has 13 tackles. The linebacking core tonight, Braden B.U. Ulmer, 22 tackles, 3 tackles for loss and 1 interception. He's a junior. The middle linebacker, Gage Carr, a sophomore, 19 tackles. And Colton Little, the senior, 17 tackles, the outside backer. Your secondary tonight, which will be tested and tested very, very thoroughly. Cornerback Jeremiah Thornton, a junior, 2 tackles on the season. Eli Stoner has 16 tackles, but he has 3 interceptions on the season. He's a sophomore. Free safety Colin Murphy going both ways, doing double duty. 23 tackles, 1 tackle for loss on the season. He's a senior. And the cornerback on the other side is Garrett Rogers, 16 tackles. He's a sophomore. Let's go over the starting offense for the Leonard Tigers, Justin.
All right, let's start on the offensive line. Starting at the left tackle is a junior Bryson Bush. At left guard is Crawford Beebe. At center is junior Carson Thompson. At right guard is Jackson LeCook. You'll hear the other LeCook here in a few minutes. Jackson LeCook at right guard. He's a senior. And then right tackle is Russell Murphy. They come in averaging 233 pounds across that offensive line. Wide receivers are Jordan, how are we saying this, Monty?
Barlang.
Jordan Barlang at wide receiver. Ethan Richardson, he's a senior. He's also at the other wide receiver spot. At the slot positions is sophomore Zaylen Summers. At the other slot is junior Randy Slaughter. At running back is Malik Harris. Harris is a junior. And then sophomore, signal caller, at quarterback is sophomore Jacoby LeCook. You'll hear his name a lot tonight. He comes in with 17 touchdowns, throwing the ball, 1,409 yards passing.
Correction, Barlanya.
Barlanya.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully you remember that. Barlanya.
Yeah, we called him Barlane all of last year, so our apologies to the family. Barlanya, the Barlanya family. Your hit roof and exterior starting lineup for the Howe offense. Luciano Vasquez, the senior left tackle. The left guard, Michael Weimer, he's a junior. The center tonight, Dylan Patterson, a sophomore. The right guard, Will Ingram, Large Marge, they call him. He's a sophomore. The right tackle, Seth Goolsby, he's a senior. Wide receivers tonight will be Jeremiah Thornton, a junior. He's yet to catch a pass. And wide receiver Bo Stevens, who's caught 2 for 35. Quarterback tonight, senior Colin Murphy. He's 12 out of 25, 1 interception and 179 yards through the air. He has yet to throw a passing touchdown. However, he's rushed 62 times for 313 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's also caught 2 balls for 11 yards before he became quarterback. Your slot receiver tonight, Braden B.U. Ulmer, 8 catches, 108 yards through the air, and he's rushed 22 times for 117 yards, 2 touchdowns. Expect to see B.U. on the buck sweep tonight. I'm told that's in the package tonight. Another slot receiver is sophomore Garrett Rogers. He's yet to catch a ball. And the running back is Knox Bounds, who's your All-Texomaland Player of the Week against S&S. 87 rushes, 499 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's put the ball on the ground a little bit, but he makes up for it when he secures it. And I tell you what, he's been really good over the past 4 weeks. Bounds as a sophomore. Justin, you want to do the
defense?
Defense, there you go.
All right. We'll start on the defensive line. Defensive tackle Crawford Beebe, he's got 18 tackles on the season. He's a senior. At nose tackle is Braylon Garcia. He's a junior. Russell Murphy, a senior. He's got 26 tackles and 2 sacks. Outside linebackers are Remy Wyatt, a junior. And the other outside linebacker is Jackson Matlock. He's a sophomore. One of the leading tacklers on this team. He's got 50 tackles, 7 sacks on the season. Middle linebackers, Malik Harris, a junior. Senior middle linebacker Jackson LeCook, 36 tackles and a sack. In the secondary at cornerback, Zaylen Summers and Randy Slaughter at the other cornerback. At free safety is the senior Ethan Richardson. And then at strong safety is Jordan Barlanya.
Barlanya. Remind me of that when we get going. I'll forget about it.
I know, me too.
Barlanya.
It's like a soccer player.
It kind of is, yeah.
Barlanya with the goal.
Yeah.
Goal!
So for Howe, they average 20.8 points per game. Leonard averages 43.4. In the yards per game, Howe 241.2, whereas Leonard 392.4. I think we're ready for our national anthem, or we're getting ready really close. That's going to be played by the Leonard Tiger High School Marching Band, and I think we're ready to go with that. Here we go. And with that, Justin White, it is
football time in Texas.
It is football time in Texas. Leonard, Texas, the Cedar Tree Palace. Here we are over here real close to Highway 11 coming out of White right through Trenton. And captains are just about ready to make their way out on the field. It looks like it'll be for Leonard, Jordan Barlanya and Remy Wyatt, along with Randy Slaughter and Malik Harris. For Howe, Colin Murphy, Colton Little, Luciano Vasquez, and Cooper Jones. Caroline not here yet. She is dreaming about an OU win tomorrow, I think, on her way over here. We'll see what takes place with the coin toss. Again, the referee tonight, Brad Lacey. And the coin toss has taken place. Leonard has won the toss. They elect to receive. The Howe Bulldogs in white tops and black pants tonight turn their back to the west, and we'll be moving left to right to start this game. Conversely, the Leonard Leonard will be moving right to left, Howe left to right from our vantage point. We're on the home side, looking over at Highway 11. A good crowd on hand for Howe, and again, we made the statement early that a good crowd tonight can play a serious role because it's right on top of the sidelines.
Yeah, and you look at our vantage point, we're not far up from the field. It just, with the natural grass look and just I don't know, it almost looks like if you took a photo like a mid-90s, early 90s type of setting. I don't know why, just the way the way we're looking at the field from here.
Jonathan Garcia getting ready to tee up the Tech Wave kickoff. Again, thanks to Ed Meacham State Farm for the Howe Bulldogs overview and Michelle Carney Photography for the Leonard Tiger overview, which the Leonard Tiger overview is basically they're going to try to air it out tonight. They are somewhat of a balanced attack, but overbalanced throwing the football. They've got a really good sophomore quarterback named Jacoby LeCook. Played a year ago against Howe as a freshman, but exited the game because Howe jumped all over Leonard a year ago. Here's the Tech Wave kickoff. It's going to be taken on the far sideline, coming near side. Got the 25-30. It's a foot race. Breaks away at the 40. Garcia gets shaken out and now finally brought down by Caden Dunn, the scat back speedster, who ran him down at the 30-yard line. And now Leonard will start this football game with great field position, only 30 yards away.
Boy, Bulldogs better wake up because I saw a lot of arm tackling and nobody really wanted to stick their nose in there to make a tackle. And Barlania just kind of flew past everybody, and good job by Caden Dunn, good hustle by him to track down Barlania and at least save the touchdown.
Look out for Randy Slaughter. He's in the slot on the right side. He is one of their playmakers. Starting in the backfield, Malik Harris next to LeCook. He'll stand to his left. He gets the carry and brought down immediately. Colton Little makes the stop. In the backfield, that's going to be a loss of about 4. Great job by the outside backer, Colton Little.
Little came crashing down, and he didn't hesitate for a second. If that would have been a read option, he would have got beat. But he didn't. He just bit on the whole thing and took down Harris to the backfield.
Little played big on that one.
Absolutely.
And it's second down and right about 13. LeCook wants to throw a little bubble screen to Randy Slaughter, trying to juke and jive his way out. Can't do it. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Not much there, but you got to watch out for the speedster Slaughter because he can really, he's so quick. He can get around you in a split moment.
Trying to get it out there to Slaughter, and that he's an athlete. He did a bunch of bouncing around, almost like you compared one of the other players of the day, like a squirrel, kind of moving back and forth. But good job by the Bulldogs contain him.
Gain of a yard, and here's LeCook throwing it deep down the field, almost intercepted. Colton Little playing center field there as he does in baseball so well. Almost brought that one in, and it's going to bring up a 4th down already for Leonard as they got the great kick return, which brought them down to the 30, but they've gone backwards on each play and now an incomplete pass.
Actually, I think that was Colin Murphy, I believe, that came over from the safety spot to knock it away.
It was Colin Murphy.
Yeah.
Isn't that what I said?
No, you said Colton Little.
I meant Murphy. I'm sorry. Here's LeCook wanting to run. He's got a lot of room. I think he's going to have the first down around the left side. He may have more than that, and he does. Touchdown Leonard as he scoots around the 5-yard line, but wait a minute, there's a flag down at the line of scrimmage.
That's got to be in the area of holding.
It appears that one is coming back. So wipe off the first touchdown of the night by Jacoby LeCook. And instead of having it at the 33-yard line, it appears like the Leonard Tigers will have it at the 43.
And you can tell LeCook is very athletic. The way he can move around and
just
make people miss.
Think about that play. Instead of a touchdown, now you have to punt. As it's 4th and 22. And going back deep is Murphy. Is that Murphy? It is Murphy.
Yes.
Not Colton Little, right? And the punt is a high, wobbly kick. It's going to bounce at about the 6, or 11 rather, and roll down to the 5. And that's where Howe will start going the other way from our left to right.
You could see the athleticism Leonard has, but credit the Bulldog defense to kind of stay at home, staying disciplined, and kind of waking up, unlike that kickoff return they had earlier.
So instead of the touchdown, you get backed up at your own 5, but you'll take that every time.
Absolutely. Keep points off the board and get your offense on the field and let them grind out. Kind of keep that offensive Leonard off the field.
10:22 on the clock. We just got started. No score here in Leonard. Murphy in the gun, a new center. Watch the snaps. Dylan Patterson. Snap is back. Murphy's going to keep it. Not much room to run, and he goes down. Maybe a loss on the play. Back to the 2-yard line. So a loss of 3.
Murphy got that, and I don't know if that was supposed to be a handoff or not. It looked kind of herky-jerky there at the beginning, and Ulmer got in front of him. He just shoved Ulmer and said, just go block somebody. But he got corralled behind the line of scrimmage. Back to about the 3 now, the 2.
Ulmer checked out of the game for a moment, and now he's coming right back in. He had his helmet off, and now his helmet comes back on, and Ethan Mayo checks out of the game. It'll be 2nd down and 13 as Howe comes back to the line of scrimmage from their own 2-yard line. Murphy is fully in the end zone. Snap back, handoff, up the middle. That's knocks bounds, I believe. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage to the 5-yard line. And is that bounds or is that BU?
Bounds.
It's bounds.
It gave them a little bit of breathing room. As you say, kind of back to line of scrimmage, maybe a yard ahead of that. But now it's 3rd down and long. And this will be an interesting play call here, because if you don't make it, you're going to have to punt it. And this is going to be a great field position for Leonard.
If you try to throw the football, you better watch out for the edge rusher, Jackson Matlock, who has 7 sacks, and he comes quickly off the left edge of the defense. Murphy, the ball goes through his hands, picks it up at the 1, scrambling to the right side, wants to throw it, does. No one anywhere around.
And I think that's going to be intentional grounding.
Is that a safety?
I believe it's going to probably be, because he was in the end zone when he threw it. He was running for his dear life because he dropped the ball, dropped the snap.
The officials are huddling and going to talk about it. I think this one's going to be a safety.
There was, I think it was maybe Rogers was somewhat, but he was probably about 10 to 12 yards away.
It is a safety. So give Leonard the first points of the night on a safety, as Colin Murphy tried to throw the football out of the end zone to no one anywhere around.
Yeah. Who had that on your bingo card? A safety.
I did not. But it reminds me of that time of Roy Williams on a Saturday afternoon.
Jumping over the
as
line.
The jaw hits the chest of Stephen Braswell. So not good news for the Howe Bulldogs. And now they'll have to kick it away. Sorry, I'm writing notes, Justin.
And the thing is, you're going to have to kick. With the free kick, you're going to be kicking from your own 20. So you hope Garcia, which he does have a good leg, can really boom one back.
The wind was a little bit of a factor in the pregame as it was blowing from the north, pushing the ball a little bit as Garcia was having a little bit of trouble with his field goal attempts, hooking everything to the left. He kicks off the ground, which is unusual, especially for a high school kicker or a college kicker. Generally, there's a tee involved, and Garcia says, I need none of that. All I need is the grass. He does have it on a tee for the kickoff, and he'll be trying to bang this one away here. 8:43 on the clock in the first. 2-0 Leonard. On the Tech Wave kickoff, a squibber down the middle is going to be taken and fallen on the Howe side of the field at the 48. And that'll be Tate Martin, the sophomore, who recovers the Tech Wave kickoff. And Leonard will set up shop in great field position on the Howe side again at the 48-yard line.
So the squib kick, Howe is deciding to sacrifice the field position for perhaps a big return.
Well, if their defense is going to play as well as it did on the first series.
That's a decent trade-off.
Well, here come the Leonard Tigers back out on the field. Split out wide to the right is Ethan Richardson. Randy Slaughter will go past him, split out wide to the right. Richardson in the slot. LeCook wants to throw. Looking left side down the middle of the field. Barlanier might have been interfered with. Leonard said he was interfered with by Colin Murphy, but there is no flag.
Boy, Murphy was right there with him, and Murphy, I think there may have been a little contact. He had a step on Murphy, and Murphy may have tackled him or brought him down or done something to interfere, maybe a second or two early, but the officials did not call it. And so the Bulldogs are bailed out on that one.
Former Howe student Ethan McCarthy split out wide to the right. This will be a handoff to Harris, trying to bounce it out to the right side, now cuts it up a little bit, finds a little seam, comes near side, gang tackled. Luckily, Colin Murphy had both feet hogtied, and Malik Harris still gained enough yardage for about 5 or 6 yards to set up a third down and a manageable 5.
The second time Harris has got the ball tonight. First time he didn't even get out of the backfield, but that time you could see a little bit of his power that he has.
3rd and 4. LeCook's going to keep it himself to the right side. Tracked down by Ethan Mayo. He slips that tackle. Now coming near side. He's slippery. Has the first down or right at it. Tackled by Murphy and also Tank Turner. But that's going to be a chain banger, and they'll move it down 10 yards.
Well, LeCook making something out of nothing. Mayo had him, and he had him by the horse collar, and he was going to bring him down, but knew there'd be a flag, so he had to let go, and that gave enough time for LeCook to get away.
1st and 10, moving quickly. Reverse coming to Randy Slaughter. He's fast, lots of room. 25-20, and brought down from the back by Eli Stoner, the safety.
A little trickery. They went to the line quickly and ran the reverse, got it into the hands of Slaughter.
20 yards for Slaughter on the reverse. And takes it down to the 16-yard line.
And they're going to go quickly now, going to the line. They get first down, get a big gainer, and go quickly.
Harris stands to the left side of LeCook. Here's a pass to Slaughter right in front of him. It's not a shovel pass, not a jet sweep, but it is considered a pass because he just chunked it just
like a
right
pitch,
in front of him. Just pitched it. So give LeCook some passing yards, as it's a 5-yard gain for Slaughter to the 11-yard line. Quickly, the Tigers of Leonard. LeCook's going to keep it around the left edge, trying to find a seam. Seal block from Malik Harris, and he is in for the touchdown. 11-yard score from Jacoby LeCook adds to the lead for Leonard, 8-0, awaiting either the PAT or the 2-point conversion coming up.
Well, LeCook was a freshman on this team last year and was just learning. You can see he's better now, getting better and better as a sophomore. Quarterback design, run around the left side, got good blocks on the outside, and able to bulldoze his way in for a touchdown.
Daniel Astello on for the PAT. Snap is back. It's a bad snap. Couldn't get it down. Rolling out, trying to run it into the far corner, and knocked out of bounds right before the pylon was the holder, Jaden Bush. A nice play on the far side to save the 2-point conversion. 6:50 on the clock, 8-0. Leonard in the lead. We'll be back right after this timeout.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
The law office of Dunn, Ulmer, and Bounds back deep to return this Tech Wave kickoff.
D-U-B, Dub.
Dub. And the Tech Wave kickoff is in the air. Go ahead towards the scat back, Caden Dunn. He's going to catch it at the 17-yard line. Going to the far side of the field. He's fast, lots of speed, has a good return. There's not much room over there. He gets hit close to out of bounds, and there's a chance if you get hit close to out of bounds, you could go up against the fence in a big hurry.
And there's a lot of people over there. There's the football team obviously is there, the coaching staff, but also the cheerleaders are down there too. There's a lot of traffic, a lot of student athletes and students down there on the sidelines.
Ball at the 38-yard line. Return of about 21 by Caden Dunn. Stevens will come split. That's actually Garrett Rogers split out wide to the right. Jeremiah Thornton split out wide to the left. Snap back, handoff. Knocks bounds, has a big seam, breaks a tackle. Finally brought down at the 35-yard line. A nice gain on first down for Howe with 6:27 left to go in the first down, 8-0 to Leonard.
Good sized hole open up on that left side. And we're going for Jackson LeCook, who tripped up. Bounds would have had a lot of yardage, a lot of green grass in front of him.
8 yards on the carry by Knox Bounds. I told him in pregame I had him penciled in for 115. He said no problem. Snap back. Murphy's going to keep it himself around the left edge. He's got first down and more. Cuts to the left side. Cuts back right. Big gainer for Murphy into Leonard territory inside the 35 at the 33-yard line.
Man, that was all Murphy. No RPO or anything like that. It was just straight quarterback keeper around the left side. Got some blocks on the outside. And then just kind of twisted his way into Leonard territory. And a big run by Murphy, who comes in averaging about 63 yards per game, 5 yards per carry.
21 yards right there on that carry. 1st and 10 for Howe from the Leonard 33-yard line. Man goes in motion is Ulmer from left to right. Handoff bounds up the middle, and he'll gain another 5 yards. We're going to have to start calling him 5 yards bounds. Up to the 28-yard line.
Well, he averaged about 5.7 coming into the game, 5.7 per carry, about 100 yards per game. And so the 115 you talked about is very attainable.
2 receivers come near side this time for Howe, which are Thornton and Rogers. Pistol look, handoff bounds, met in the backfield. Right there on the edge was the defensive end, Jackson Matlock, who met him in the backfield. A loss of 1 perhaps.
Matlock, who makes a living in the backfield. What did he come in, 7 sacks, I believe I had him down for? 7 sacks on the season I thought I saw, but
yep.
He is definitely finds himself in the backfields of many opponents and does that on that play.
3rd down and 6 for Howe at the Leonard 29-yard line. 3 men in the backfield. Handoff to Braden Ulmer, right side, has a seam, has a first down and more, looking for the end zone, 10. Got the 5, breaks away at the 3. It's touchdown time in Texas. Braden Ulmer on a 29-yard run. Man. And the Bulldogs are on the board.
Braden Ulmer was basically running downhill. I mean, they got that to him on that right side. Stevens got a good block. The receiver's got a good block on the outside. And Ulmer was running with authority. And what a response by the Howe Bulldogs after getting down with a safety and a touchdown, come back and pull it within 2. And it looks like they're going to try to go for 2 as well on this one to even it back up. Tremendous response by the Bulldogs.
Howe going for 2. Murphy in the gun, knocks bounds to his right. Murphy's going to keep it left side, has a crease. The game is tied 8-8. 4:12 on the clock in the Cedar Tree Palace in Leonard, Texas. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs. No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Welcome back. It's 8-8. Tie ball game here in Leonard. 4:12 on the clock here in quarter number one. Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive replay. 5 plays, 62 yards for the Howe Bulldogs, capped off by a 29-yard touchdown by Braden Ulmer. That answered a 5-play, 48-yard drive by Leonard that ended on an 11-yard touchdown by Jacoby LeCook. Here's your Tech Wave kickoff, and it's another squibber to the right side, and again, it'll be fallen upon. This time, Jaden Bush will fall on it, and for the first time tonight, Leonard will start on their own side of the field.
Well, this gives an opportunity for the Bulldogs. They've done a good job, aside from the one that got scored on, but the first possession, they did a pretty good job of containing some of these athletes, and that's the goal here for this offense. It's spread offense, try to get the ball into the hands of their athletes and see what they can do with it after the catch.
Ethan McCarthy will split out to the right side along with Ethan Richardson. Slaughter out there. Also Luke Weimer. So 4 receivers bunched together to the right side. The ball gets away from LeCook, and he picks it up and is finally brought down. I thought he was going to get out of that mess, but he's finally brought down for a big loss back to the 32-yard line. It was a bad snap.
Yeah, it bounced up, and he almost, you're right, he almost got up. Tank Turner held on for dear life, because if Tank Turner wouldn't have got him, that left side was wide open for him to just keep running.
So it's 2nd down and 19 for Leonard with 3:42 and rolling in quarter number one. LeCook's going to hand off to Weimer, who gets away for a moment, but is finally going to be driven backwards and down by Colton Little.
Man, this defense on this possession are flying to the ball. You see the white jerseys, the black hats flying to the ball carrier. Now you got third and maybe 20.
Yeah, it looks like 3rd and 20.
Don't give him anything.
Ball at the 31-yard line. Look out for a LeCook scramble, but he wants to throw deep ball. Barlanier has the catch, and it goes in and out of his hands. On the Howe side of the field at the 37-yard line, it'll be 4th down. Garrett Rogers was in coverage, but Barlanier had him clearly beaten, but he couldn't haul it in. It was right over the shoulder in the breadbasket.
I mean, just right there. It was just lost in the lights or just hit him. I don't know if he expected that to come right into his hands. I mean, he hit him perfectly. And it would have gone right. He would have gone right out of bounds had the first down.
LeCook could not have placed that ball any better.
Placed it basically where only LeBarnia could catch it. Barlania.
The punt is going to bounce at the Howe 39-yard line, take a roll towards the Howe sideline, and finally be killed at the 34-yard line. And Howe will be traveling left to right to start their 3rd drive of the night.
As I said earlier, I love the response from the Bulldogs. After the touchdown and the safety, marched it right down the field. Murphy had a good run. Ulmer had the touchdown run.
Jake, what do you think so far?
Yeah, like Justin was saying, fantastic response by Howe to show everyone that they're not just going to go away as soon, especially after that slow start. So good response.
Have we had a Carl sighting yet?
We did. She came up here earlier, and
I didn't even see her.
Yeah, she's floating around down there somewhere.
Here's a handoff to Knox Bounds. Guess what you're going to get? Positive yardage there, 3 or 4 yards. For the first time tonight, let's talk down to Caroline Slauson. If she's not muted. Oh, she's not muted now. Maybe she's not down there yet. Yeah, I'll
give her a few minutes here.
I'm not sure when she came up here. I didn't even see her.
Probably about 10 minutes ago.
Okay. 2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard run by Bounds. And this is going to be Ulmer caught at the line of scrimmage and gang tackled by blue jerseys. And right back to the line of scrimmage. Sets up a 3rd down and 6.
Homer trying to get around that corner, just couldn't find a space, couldn't find a crease to get through. Before he finally decided to turn upfield, he had a blue jersey in his face.
Caroline's on the very far side over there, so a long way away from our audio equipment. 3rd down and 6. Murphy is going to hand off to Bounds. A little problem on the exchange, but Bounds is going to surge forward and may have the 1st down. He was tackled from behind, and that might have actually pushed him forward. It was Jackson LeCook, and that will move the sticks.
Yeah, that was not a clean exchange between Murphy and Bounds, and then Bounds just kept falling forward, and nobody would tackle him, and somehow he's able to surge forward for the 1st down.
We've got you on 15-11, Caroline. Snap back, handoff, Bounds up the middle. There you are. Bounds for about 4 yards, 5 yards. Near midfield at the 49. Caroline, how are you?
Uh-oh.
We had you for a moment. You're a long way away. You might have to be a Leonard Tiger sideline person tonight. 2nd down and 6 for Howe. Call it 4 yards for Bounds. Stevens goes deep on the far side. Split out wide to the left. Ulmer's going to keep it and going to be dragged down for a big loss of about 6 yards. Streaking from the left edge again is the defensive end Jackson Matlock, who's just shot out of a cannon on every play.
Yeah, Crawford Beebe was in there too. I mean, that was, I don't know if that was just a design run, quarterback design run to the left side. Got Bounds and Ulmer out there blocking. But Matlock and Beebe come knifing through.
Loss of 5 brings up 3rd down and 10, a long 10, closer to 11. And that will be the end of the 1st quarter. 8-8, all knotted up here in Leonard, Texas. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
Beginning of the 2nd quarter, Howe comes out going right to left now, facing a 3rd down and 11. Murphy drops straight back, looks left, flag down. Murphy runs for it, escapes a defender at midfield, swung out of bounds. But let's check the flag, and let's check down with Caroline Slauson, who's now wearing, is that a burnt orange hat? Okay, no. And we still can't hear Caroline.
We're not muted, are we?
My goodness. There's just absolutely no reason that shouldn't pick up. We'll check on that. Caroline, you might make your way up here. We'll get it fixed. We might even have to change with Braswell.
Looks like it's a holding call on Howe. It's going to drop him 3rd down and 21.
Ball at the 34-yard line. So it will be a loss of 10. It'll be 3rd and 20. Some beef up front for Leonard on that defensive line. Braylon Garcia, he might not be the tallest figure out there. They're going to wave off the flag.
Okay.
So the ball will rest at the 47. Is that right?
Yeah. So I get.
They declined.
They declined the penalty. Yeah. So make it 3rd long. It made it 4th and 8.
Let's check that mic from right here. Let's see if it works here.
Hello. 15-11, correct? No.
Yeah. So
I'll stand right.
Why don't you switch with Braswell and see if.
Okay.
The punt by Garcia is a high one, and it goes near side. Look out, Barlagna. He's got a crease, spins out of a tackle, flag down around Garrett Rogers. And we'll see what that's about. It may be against Leonard. Barlagna had a good return up to about the 42-yard line.
I wonder if that's in the area of holding. Looks like it was a holding. Holding or illegal use of the hands. Either way, it's against Leonard. So dropping back 10 yards.
So they'll spot the ball inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
So y'all want to test this? Oh, were we good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll try take 2.
All right, we'll try it. We'll try that.
That it's on.
Okay. Hopefully we have Carl soon. Here is Lacrosse throwing a bullet out. Back shoulder caught and out of bounds is Ethan McCarthy. He flexes with his fists together near his belly button as he goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
And another holding call against Leonard. Bring it back. We're starting to see a lot of flags here, guys.
Leonard came in with only 125 yards of penalties in the entire season. We're starting to rack them up a little bit tonight. That'll go halfway to the goal where it'll spot at the 7.
Kind of similar position where Howe was in, where their first possession of the game, where they were deep in their own territory.
LeCook will stand with his feet at the 1-yard line, tries to find room, runs right, finds a seam, down the sideline, escapes a defender, and finally slung down by Bo Stevens near the 30-yard line. They'll mark him right at the 30. So a 23-yard gain by LeCook on the ground.
LeCook's a dual threat quarterback. He can throw the ball, he can run. He's not very tall. He's probably about 5'9", 150, 160 pounds, but he can very slippery.
Leonard likes to go really fast. 11-11 on the clock. Tie ball game, handoff Harris. Escapes Ethan Mayo, escapes another defender. Finally, I thought he was going to be brought down. He finally is after he crosses the 37-yard line. Caroline Slauson, let's check down and see if we can get our Night Furniture sideline reporter. Oh, my goodness.
Are we just too far? Is it just...
I just don't understand.
Keep moving closer, I guess?
That is, I really have no answer. Here is LeCook, rolls out right, looking for somewhere to go, in trouble, rolls out right again, hit as he throws, and the pass is going to be complete to Randy Slaughter on the Howe side of the field at the 48-yard line.
Man, LeCook was surrounded by white jerseys and somehow sidearmed a shot into Slaughter. He looked kind of like a Patrick Mahomes, trying to scramble and then just a quick flick of the wrist, sidearm to Slaughter. Here come Leonard quickly.
LeCook wants to throw, deep line drive down the sideline, and there goes Ethan Richardson for the score. 49-yard bullet from LeCook to Richardson. And Howe has an injured player, which I believe is Garrett Rogers. That's Bo Stevens, actually.
I think Richardson kind of got behind the coverage. I think part of that is the speed, the pace of play, getting back to the line of scrimmage quickly after that Slaughter reception, and got the Bulldogs on their heels, and Richardson able to get behind the coverage. As LeCook, as you said, delivered a bullet, put it on a rope to
Richardson. Let's see if we're going to go for two. Is this going to be a go for two type of night? We have an injured player down.
I think that's Bo Stevens, I believe.
I think it was Bo Stevens a moment ago. Caroline, we're going to go to 1-1. We're going to start all over at 1-1. Let's see if we can try that. Stevens gets up, and now he'll walk off by himself to the sideline after talking to Ricky Yake, who's been the trainer at Howe for 35 years. 10:06 on the clock. We're in quarter number 2. We have the scoreboard still says it's tied, but it's 14-8 Leonard, awaiting this PAT.
Can y'all hear me?
We can.
Okay. These people probably think I'm crazy.
I think we're all crazy. Astello's kick is good, I guess. I didn't see an indication from the official, but it's 15-8 Leonard on top of Howe here at Leonard, Texas. 10:06 on the clock. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
Stephen Braswell has officially embarrassed himself all over the Cedar Palace here in Leonard with his Colt McCoy jersey he's wearing. This Tech Wave kickoff is going to go out of bounds, and Howe will have decent field position. Yeah, Stephen, you need to go to 15-1 on your mic.
What's funny is he just slipped it on when we weren't looking, and so when you go look at him, you just see this burnt orange.
He had this real sneaky grin on when I walked up.
Yeah. You know, hey.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Come on now. Hey, Jake, you're not supposed to cut it off like that.
I mean, you gave me control over the board.
I know, but not on OU Texas weekend. All right. So the hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap for Leonard. 3 plays, 93 yards. It was a 48-yard touchdown from LeCook to Ethan Richardson. And that brings our new score 15-8. Howe comes on the field with 10:06 on the clock. And here's a handoff to Bounds. And he's going to rack up, guess what? How many yards do you think?
I'm going to say 5.
That's about right.
He's a 5.0 guy.
Boy, he is.
And the thing is, even when you think you got him corralled, I mean, he just, as we said, he falls forward. He just finds a way to sneak out an extra yard or two.
It'll be a pistol offset eye look with Ulmer dotting it right behind Murphy. He'll get the carry. Runs into a defender, tries to escape to the right, does escape to the right. Now he's off and running. Close to a first down run of about 3 or 4 yards. That's one of the most exciting 3-yard runs I've seen in a while.
I tell you, Ulmer is just. I like the fact that he's getting more touches running the ball. Because that time he looked like he was going to hit right at the line of scrimmage, bounced out, and just able to make a 3-yard run out of nothing. And now you make it a 3rd down and manageable here, 3rd and 2.
Howe playing with a new center tonight, Dylan Patterson. Thornton split out wide to the right. Eli Stoner split out near side, along with Garrett Rogers. Bounds to the right side of Murphy. Murphy's going to keep it up the middle, hit hard at the line of scrimmage. He'll get maybe a foot. It'll be 4th down and 2 for Howe on their side of the field, and I would imagine Johnny Garcia time is coming up.
Yeah, this is about close to the same spot.
The punting version.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to set a record here right now in this with a field goal, but this is about the spot they were in earlier, yardage-wise, as far as spot of the field that they punted. But I don't see Garcia out there.
No, they're going to go for it on their side of the field on a long 4th and 2. Murphy in the gun, trying to get them to jump off sides, and nothing happening there. Howe's going to call a timeout, their first of the night.
Can y'all hear me? Okay, good.
15-8. We'll check down with Carolina in a moment when we come back right after this.
Got hail? Get Hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Hi, this is Nino Foles.
And I'm Tyler Grisham. We're the only Bulldogs that ever rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Well, I could have had 5,000 in that slot T that y'all did.
I'd had 6,000 if I were 6'8", 220.
Hey now, both you guys were amazing. Let's just leave it at that.
All I know is that I bet we can agree that Sonic of Howe has great food and big smiles.
Well, it's not just good. It's Sonic good. Hey, Monty, how many yards did you have?
Wow.
Grish, let's go get a Sonic Blast and let me tell you how we beat Pilot Point.
You didn't go 3 rounds though, huh?
Jeez, guys.
4th and 2, and Murphy's going to try to keep it himself up the middle. He didn't get it. And Howe says that he did, but I don't think he did. I don't think he got.
I think he did.
If they,
Caroline says so. Well, Howe's pointing that way. I just.
If they get it, they got a great spot. Murphy dove forward. He got caught in the backfield. I think we're going to have a.
You got to be kidding me. 2 years in a row, we get a chain pull. Caroline, can you get a look at that?
It looks to me that he got it. It does look. He got a little leap there at the end, but it does look. It is close, but it looked to me though that he did. And Bo Stevens seems immediately thought that he got it.
Because they had him in the backfield. He somehow squirted through and dove for the first down, but I thought he was going to be a yard short.
They always spot the ball on where the nose is touching the mark.
No.
Yard short. 6 inches short.
It is short.
About 6 inches maybe?
A foot, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Chain pull. I'm going to write that on my board. Chain pull. Because I don't get to write that but once a year or so.
If your grandkids ever archive that and look at they may look and say, chain pull? What is that?
What did Grandpa mean by chain pull? 7:56 on the clock. And now Leonard starts with great field position again on the plus side of the field at the 44.
All right, Howe defense is where you definitely need to tighten up the belt.
Malik Harris to the right side of LeCook, who wants to roll right side, looking down the field, fires it, caught by McCarthy, slung down at the 38-yard line by BU. So 4 tackle 4, and they'll spot it at the 38. So a gain of 6.
LeCook's got a good cannon on him, and he's shown that he's got pretty good accuracy. Just assuming his receivers can catch it.
2 receivers to either side. Harris gets the handoff, bounces it out to the left, lots of room. Can't tackle him by the legs, and finally tackles him. It takes 2 to bring him down after a big run to the 21-yard line. Gain of 17.
Malik Harris is a junior, not the fastest guy, but runs with some power. And it's going to take usually about 2 guys unless you just really hang on to him and tackle him at the waist or at the legs.
LeCook drops back, looks left side, now throws to Slaughter, who's brought down immediately. It was a little screen pass, and Ulmer was right there to say, no. And that will actually be a yard loss back to the 22. Second down and 11 coming up with 6:44 on the second quarter clock.
Nice job by Ulmer to stay home. He was right, as you said, he's right there on it. He's a lead tackler on this team. Bo Stevens, the leader on this defense, and Ulmer not letting the receiver get any yards after the catch. No yak.
McCarthy split out wide to the right. He came in with 13 catches, 258 yards. And here's Randy Slaughter around the right side. BU again on the tackle to the 19-yard line. A gain of 3.
Again, it was another one of those, like as we said, not a jet sweep, and not a shovel pass, but just kind of a pitch as he come in motion and catches it.
First game in October, so you have cheerleaders in pink over here for the Leonard Tigers, and you have a pink ribbon on each 25-yard line. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. No pink on either jersey for Howe or Leonard. Weimer goes out of the backfield, and Mayo's going to make a great play. It's a sack. 22-yard line, only of 3 yards, but Mayo did a great job of hanging on to LeCook and slung him around, and I thought his knees might snap.
Yeah, LeCook looked left like he's going to pass it, and it was a quarterback design run, took off, and Mayo read it all the way. And I thought he grabbed a hold of him up high, and I thought, like, don't get a horse collar. Did a good job of corralling him and slamming him down.
Weimer in the backfield will stand to the right side of LeCook, who rolls out right, looking downfield, lofts it near the end zone for McCarthy, who brings it in for the touchdown. 22 yards from LeCook to McCarthy, the former Howe Bulldogs student.
And he's having himself a game, a second touchdown, receiving touchdown of the night for Richardson. Threw it up for grabs. I didn't see who was in. That may have been Garrett Rogers in coverage. But threw it up for Richardson and came down with it.
That was McCarthy.
McCarthy.
Astello on for the PAT. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 22-8. Leonard on top of Howe with 5:03 left to go before the half. We'll be right back.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
22-8, our score. Leonard on top at Tiger Stadium. Tech Wave kickoff, a high one, going to be taken near Knox bounds. He picks it up on a hop. 20, down the sideline, look out, 40. Foot race. Knox bounds to the 40, to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Knox bounds for the kick return. To the house. He jumps near the Cedars. And Howe brings it to 22-14, awaiting the PAT. He picked it up at about the 17-yard line, near the 20, and took it 80 yards to the house.
Right in front of the Leonard sideline, too. He only had to avoid 2 tacklers on that left side, on that near side, and then it was just a foot race. When he got about the 50, there was nobody there. And Bounds put in another gear, and another great response by the Bulldogs.
Garcia's PAT up, and it is good. 22-15. It's a 7-point game in Leonard, Texas. 4:51 left to go before the half. We'll be back.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All in custom gutters and Christmas lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All in custom gutters and Christmas lights.
This is Coach Jim Fryer.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen.
This is Coach Davey Dubose.
Hey, this is Coach Lance Bryan. I want to personally invite you to join the Howe Athletic Booster Club. They help us in every sport, girls and boys and middle school as well. From the doghouse at the dog pound, the Howe Athletic Booster Club raises money to help us through hosting powerlifting meets, running volleyball concessions, and especially through the sales of our Howe Bulldogs black and white game day program. You can pick yours up at each home game. Help us light it up by joining up with the Howe Athletic Booster Club.
Have a great year, Bulldogs.
4:51 on the clock. Let's talk down real quickly with our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline Slauson.
Yeah, guys, I can tell there's a lot of emotion in this game, more than I feel like there has been in the others. Now, whether that has to do with there's some former Bulldogs on this Leonard Tigers team or not, there's a little extra tension here tonight.
Well, there's been a lot of exciting moments so far in this football game. 4:51 left to go before the half. Howe in a 7-point game, trailing 22-15. Who had that score? Here's a squib kick on your Tech Wave kickoff. Goes over the head and finally picked up on a hop. Coming right up the middle of the field and brought down right there. Nice job by the Bulldogs kick team to bring down the returner, which appears to be Zaylen Summers on the return. And they'll start from their own 30-yard line.
Man, if you could get a stop right here, right before the half, really give you some momentum, some confidence going into the locker room.
Tank Turner, Charlie Vera up front, along with Ethan Mayo, Bo Stevens. Stevens will flip sides with Mayo, and Stevens will be on the left side of the defense, right side of the offense. Harris back into the game at running back for Leonard. He'll stand to the right side of LeCook, who gets it, hands off to Harris, running left, breaks out of a tackle. He's got a lot of room down the side. And finally, it's going to be Colin Murphy who tackles him, but he may got a face mask. He may have.
There is a flag. Yep, there we go. There's two now. I guarantee that second one's going to be on.
It's probably going to be a holding against Leonard, a face mask against Howe.
That one was thrown after the play.
So it could be offsetting
penalties. There was some
penalties.
talking going on.
So it could be offsetting 15-yarders. Either way.
I think Bo.
Oh, it could be both against Howe. That's not good. The officials are huddling at the 43-yard line on the left hash on the Howe side of the field, the Howe bench. They're still discussing it. So, Caroline, you said there was some talking going on.
Did you hear us?
Oh, we had her. She's on the far sideline again. We picked her up.
Or she's trying to. She may be trying to listen in to see.
Yeah,
what
she might be.
Face mask
declined. Okay, it's offsetting penalties. Personal foul and face mask, it appears. Well, is there 3 penalties? Okay, they're backing this up.
Braswell, you said there's two?
Two personal fouls against Leonard, and
just one on each side.
I'm pretty sure it was holding against Leonard, and then they got Bo for talking on our side.
Well, the ball's being pushed back to the, what is that, the 15-yard line?
So 1st and 25 after all that.
Wow. Still play number 1 of the drive, and here's LeCook in trouble, bounces out. He's going to run for it around the right side. BU waiting on him and grabs him by the shoulder pads, and finally help is there as Charlie Vera shows up to help Braden Ulmer. And also Ethan Mayo there. So a good gain by LeCook as he scrambled around the right edge up to the 23-yard line.
He was looking for somebody downfield, but it was good coverage on the backside by Howe. He got him out of the pocket, but he got some yards back.
LeCook wants to throw, hammers it to the left side, almost picked off by Braden Ulmer as LeCook fired a bullet to Randy Slaughter, and it falls incomplete. It would have been right at the first down marker, but now it's third down and about 17 for the Leonard Tigers.
He tried to fit that in a very tight window.
He threw it so hard that the nose of the ball was facing down as it was coming into the receiver. He must get his hand right on top of the ball when he throws it. LeCook fakes the hand to Harris, looks deep, ball right, going deep. Murphy is there, but again, McCarthy makes the catch as he got by Jeremiah Thornton. And McCarthy strolls into the end zone on a 77-yard touchdown. And Leonard ups their lead 28-15.
Man, McCarthy just had just a step on Thornton, and Murphy tried to get over there and get over there in time. And the next thing you know, McCarthy had the ball and was streaking down the sidelines.
My goodness, they score quickly, don't they? It was a 3-play drive.
And now they're going to go for 2. No, I'm sorry, they're going to kick the extra point.
Astello's kick was nearly blocked, but it gets by the hand, and it's good. 29-15, Leonard in the lead with 3:40 left to go before the half. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your hit roof and exterior scoring drive recap for Leonard. 3 plays, 70 yards, capped off by a 77-yard touchdown strike from LeCook to McCarthy, who got past Jeremiah Thornton and went to the house. He caught the ball at about the 45 of Howe, and Murphy had already left his feet trying to knock the ball away, and McCarthy was all alone on his way to the house. There's your Tech Wave kickoff. Going to be killed around the 30, and that's where Howe will start this next drive from their own 30-yard line. 3:38 left to go before the half.
Well, so far Howe's done a pretty good job of responding, but they can't seem to get a stop on the defensive end.
It was a really fast first quarter, but the second quarter is drug out a little bit. Murphy in the gun. This is an offset eye look with Ulmer getting the carry around the right edge, tackled by the head, a gain of 2 or so, but Ulmer was brought down hard from the upper extremity. He'll gain more than 2. He'll gain about 4, actually, 3 or 4, up to the 33. We'll give him 3.
We've seen this the last couple of games. They're trying to get Ulmer more involved, and it's paid off. At least tonight, get a touchdown out of the night.
And now Bounds will kind of dot the I in the pistol look. Murphy handoff, Bounds up the middle. And he'll gain 2 or 3. So it's kind of knocks Bounds in a cloud of dust here in Leonard tonight. 2:50 on the clock as it continues to drift towards our halftime show.
So you get a 3rd and 5. With the clock ticking, if you don't get this, I would assume that probably Leonard would probably call a timeout. Stop the clock and get them one last possession.
Well, they don't need very long to score. Ulmer goes in motion from left to right. This will be a handoff to Bounds. Escapes. He's going to be close to a first down, but shy by about a yard. They're going to spot him at the 39. He needs to actually get to the 41. I think that's a bad spot. I thought he got to the 40, but they are obviously closer than we are. And Howe got 3, 3, and 3, it appears.
And Leonard is not going to call a timeout. They're going to let this. I guess they can score so fast. They feel like they got plenty of time.
4th down and 2. Howe's going to go for it from their own 39-yard line. Again, trying to draw the Leonard Tigers off sides. And Howe's going to let the play clock go down as far as they can and call a timeout. And they do. 1:38 on the clock, and Leonard's going to get the football back here in a moment. Let's keep it here. Caroline Slauson on the sidelines. I'm not sure where you are, but hey, how's it going down there?
It's going good. It's going good. Got a nice breezy night. Very serious football game going on, and it's a lot. We're in here tight. I'll tell you that.
Hey,
we're in here tight.
We haven't even talked about the weather. It's changed a little bit. You're no longer in the very short. You're not in the shorts. You're not in the. You're having to actually wear long pants and long sleeve shirt tonight.
Yeah, which is lovely. I am not complaining. Wind picked up just a little bit. I got here about 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Wind was blowing when I got here, but it settled down down here on the field, and it's a great night.
It is a beautiful night. When you think of high school football, you think about this kind of weather.
100%.
Yeah. So ball still at the 39-yard line. And Johnny Garcia will come in to punt this one away. His feet will stand at the 27-yard line. Ball's at the 39. 4th down and 2. Garcia's punt is a short one. High wobbly kick. Going to bounce at the 46-yard line. Take a little bit of a Howe bounce to the 43.
All right, so good field position. 1:28 to go in the first half. Good field position for Leonard. As I said earlier, you need to get a stop. You don't want to be down 3 scores going into the locker room.
Howe was within 7 just moments ago.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was that long ago.
But lightning struck, and it was Ethan McCarthy again. Ethan McCarthy's father, Larry McCarthy, was a good athlete for the Howe Bulldogs. Played baseball, basketball, football, was the quarterback for Howe around the 1995 season, 94, 95, somewhere around that era. 1st and 10 for Leonard, moving left to right. 1:28 on the clock. LeCook rolls out right, wants to throw. Deep ball again. This time Randy Slaughter. He makes the catch as he falls down at the 20-yard line. And just like that, Leonard is so close to scoring again. Clock stops momentarily, 1:19 on the clock.
And they're just attacking the defensive backs for Howe. The time they win it right at, who's on his number 20? Who number 20 is on our roster?
Here's a handoff to Malik Harris running right side. Escapes a couple of tacklers, and he's into the end zone. 21 yards for Malik Harris. Howe will get the football back before this quarter is over. 1:07 on the clock, and it's 35-15. Leonard on top.
Nothing complicated about it. They had the big gainer, went with the pass to Slaughter, got back to the line, handoff to Harris, and Harris bounced it outside. It was just a foot race to the end zone, to the pylon.
Esteo on for the PAT, and the kick is good. 36-15, Leonard on top. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Esteo on to kick this one away. Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap. 2 plays, 57 yards for Leonard, capped off by a Malik Harris 21-yard touchdown scamper. And here is a Tech Wave kickoff that's going to land into the arms of a Howe up man, Alex Blassingame. And Howe will have really good field position from their own 46-yard line.
Guys, I'm curious, going back to Leonard's offense, has LeCook, other than the almost picked off by BU, has he thrown to his left at all?
Not much. He had an incomplete pass to Randy Slaughter a moment ago, broken up by BU. And Knox Bounds gets the carry here, met hard at the line of scrimmage and brought down very hard. He ran into a blue wall, and Bounds gets up slowly off the turf.
He got rocked pretty good by Harris. Wasn't a malicious hit, just a good football hit. It's put Bounds down. Bounds is going to go to the sidelines.
Loss of 1.
Caden Dunn's into the game now.
Change of pace back. 2nd down and 11. 28 seconds and rolling. Murphy gets it. He's going to keep it himself. Actually looks to throw down the field. Lofts it up for Braden Ulmer, who makes a spectacular catch. They say he was out of bounds as he caught the ball. His feet drug. It was a beautiful catch, and he's not going to be rewarded for it.
Yeah, I don't know if his feet got down because he caught it kind of as he was catching it out of bounds. His feet may have dragged, but that would be where you'd see the replay and maybe throw the red flag.
I want a red flag on that one. I am almost certain that his feet drug the ground. You don't have to have 2. You just have to have 1.
But that stopped the clock with 17 seconds to go.
Ball still at the 45. 17 seconds left to go before the half. Murphy on a bad exchange from Dunn's going to keep it around the left edge. Flag down, and so is Murphy as he's pounded at the 47-yard line. Huge hit on Murphy as he just gets up. And with 10 seconds, he throws the ball to the official, and he's not happy, but he gets up walking back to the huddle. You're not going to keep that young man down.
That was a big hit. There's a flag on the play. Do we call holding?
Boy, Murphy was lit up on the near side. Holy cow. Don't show mama that hit.
They're asking Justin Dozier if he wants to accept it or decline it.
It'll bring up 4th down. There's 10 seconds on the clock. Dozier trying to get the situation from the officials. He's 9-6 in his career, former OC at Sherman before he got here. Previously at Allen, originally from Whitewright. Went to Sam Houston State. He graduated there. Began at Allen at junior high for 3 years. Moved up to high school. State champs in 08. So Justin Dozier came over here from Sherman with some skins on the wall. And he's showing what they can do now when he has a good quarterback. And a lot of coaches look good when you have a really good quarterback.
They called holding, and Leonard declined it.
So Johnny Garcia will punt this one away. Be careful here. 10 seconds on the clock. Garcia's punt is a low wobbly, almost spiraling kick, going to be taken from the 18-yard line and very fast down the sidelines. Look out. He's got 2 men to beat, splits 2 defenders. Now he's got Garrett Rogers, and finally brought down by Braden Ulmer at the 25-yard line. On the return was none other than Randy Slaughter. who I think might be a 100-meter champion type of athlete.
He's got some speed on him.
That's going to be the end of the first half. Howe trails 36-15. Justin, is this kind of what you thought you might see?
I kind of thought maybe Howe would be able to stay with them for a little bit more than this, and they did for a little while, but I think the offense has started to sputter for Howe, and Leonard has been able to strike on the big plays.
You're in the Baker Air Conditioning halftime show. We got a good one coming up for you. And 36-15, Leonard in the lead. We'll see you on the backside.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Bandsman of the Week.
This week's Bandsman of the Week is Tatum Gandillan. Have you always gone to school here at Howe?
Ever since second grade, I went to Tom Bean for kindergarten and first grade.
Well, you made the right move getting over here to Howe. Who's your favorite teacher of all time?
My favorite teacher of all time was my middle school theater teacher, Miss Kelly.
What was it about her that made it special?
I loved being in her class. She was the first person who ever got me into theater and into acting, and I just loved spending time with her. She was always someone I could go and talk to.
What about high school? Who's your favorite teacher here?
My favorite teacher at the high school is Miss Cook, one of our band directors.
What is it about her?
Miss Cook, it's kind of the same. I can always go in and talk to her, spend time with her. She helped me a lot starting band, and I loved getting to have her when she was like just my band teacher, and I still love her now.
Freshman year, you're a freshman. Let's talk about getting comfortable here at Howe High School. Have you, or how quickly did you? Talk about that.
I think I've gotten pretty comfortable with it. I learned my schedule pretty quick, so then you just gotta know where you're going, and that was, once you learn it, it's pretty stuck with you. And then I got to meet a bunch of new people that have made me feel comfortable. I like getting to have new friends with like upperclassmen and things like that can help show you around. And I've got a lot of activities going on, and that makes me feel comfortable to get to be doing stuff I enjoy.
When did you start playing in the band?
I started a band in 6th grade.
You play the trombone. Did you start playing the trombone then?
Yes, the trombone was the first instrument I started playing, and it is still the only one I can play.
There's not a lot of girls that play the trombone from what I understand. How many are there of you?
There's only 2 of us in the high school band. I'm not sure how many there are in the middle school, but right now it's just 2 of us.
Do you feel alone a little bit with that?
No, I still become pretty good friends with a lot of the people in my section. It's a pretty laid-back environment with all of us.
Now, Miss Liz says you're always positive, smiling, hard worker, energetic. How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel really happy. I like trying my best at things, and I like trying to be a positive influence to other people, so I'm really glad to hear that.
What's the goal for Tatum Gandillon in this band program? Do you want to be drum major or president? What's the thought process there?
I have always wanted to be a drum major for at least 1 year. I'd like to try it, and mainly I just want to be able to enjoy my time in band, and hopefully we'll win a lot. So,
do you think this is a band that can go to the place that you never talk about?
I definitely think we could go to the place we don't talk about this year, but I won't jinx anything.
All right, that's your Bandsman of the Week, Tatum Gandillon.
Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Let's join Monty Walker with the Lady Bulldog Spotlight.
This week's Lady Bulldog Spotlight is Madeline Stewart. Madeline, did you always go to school at Howe?
Yes, I've always gone to school at Howe.
And who's your favorite teacher of all time? We're talking elementary, middle school, you can even include principals. Who is that?
My favorite teacher of all time is Miss Tolbert because I remember her second grade class being a lot of fun, and I just remember making the most memories in there and just loving her.
And how about favorite coach of all time and why?
I love Coach Anderson because she has always motivated me in a Christian way, and she's always just guided me to God, and that's a very important thing about my life, and I'm just very grateful to have her as a coach.
How about favorite teacher currently at Howe High School?
My favorite teacher is Miss Snail because I just love English, and she made me love it even more and showed me all the good reads, and I love her.
Everybody does. Homecoming. Did you go to the dance? And if you did, are you the dancing type?
Yes, I loved the homecoming dance. I had a lot of fun with my friends because we always just have a good time, and we're all dancing with one another.
So I understand that you took the route of going with friends instead of the guy, right?
Yes, I did. I went with my best friend, Camry Snab, and we had a great time.
Well, so you're also a basketball player. So let's talk about that a little bit. Are you looking forward to the season?
Yes, I'm looking forward to the season just because I took a year off my junior year to focus on school and get ready for college. But I'm more ready than I've ever been, and I'm excited to just play with my teammates again and to work even harder than I ever have.
How good is that team going to be?
I think we're going to be really good. I hope they get further into the playoffs, and I hope I'm a part of that, and we can all just work together to do something great.
What else are you involved with at Howe High School?
I'm involved in NHS, student council, and I'm planning to do track, and right now I'm also in volleyball.
So NHS, does that involve like picking trash up at the football games and all of that? What do you have to do with NHS?
We do a lot of community service. One of the things that is required is that we have to have service hours. And honestly, people think that it's probably a challenge, but it really isn't, because you have a great time just doing it and you become so aware with your community, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I'm a part of that and I can do that.
What about student council? What are your responsibilities there?
We do more schoolwork, so planning our dances, and a big part that we do is the homecoming dance.
I guess you had a say-so in how all that got set up and everything?
I guess so.
All right, let's talk about this year's volleyball team. I understand it. You're getting close to the playoffs. What do you have to do in order to get there?
We need to win the next 4 out of our 5 games. I think it's going to be really tough, but I have full confidence that we can do it if we work together and learn to have fun also while being competitive.
What's your role on the team?
I feel like I'm the motivator. I'm really close with all of them, and I feel like that helps me a lot just because I'm able to encourage easily, and I never get upset with them really, even though it may seem like it. I just love everyone, and I understand people make mistakes. So I try and just encourage people and not let them get down about themselves, because mistakes are going to happen.
All great teams have to have the motivator. Talk about your head coach, Sam Switzler.
I love Coach Switzler. She cracks me up every day at practice, and she really makes volleyball enjoyable, and I've always wanted that, and I'm so grateful that she came.
That is your Lady Bulldog Spotlight, Madeline Stewart.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Monty Walker.
Welcome back. We are at Cedar Tree Palace in Leonard, Texas, 36-15. Howe has not played very well over here historically, 4-10 since 1960, their first game here. And if something doesn't change, it'll be 4-11 as they find themselves down by 21 points here at Tiger Stadium. Let's go over the highlights for this first half, if we will. The Howe Bulldogs lost the coin toss, and Leonard took it to start this football game. And they started after a good kick return, started at the 30-yard line of Howe, had to punt, gave it to the Bulldogs, who had it at their own 5-yard line after a great punt. And it turned out to be disastrous as Colin Murphy tried to throw it out of the end zone. No one anywhere around.
And I think that's going to be intentional grounding. I think
is that a safety?
I believe it's going to probably be, because he was in the end zone when he threw it. He was running for his dear life.
He was in the end zone when he threw it. That was 2 points for Leonard to start this football game. 2-0 as Leonard took the first lead with 8:43 left to go in the first. Leonard's next possession started at the 48-yard line of Howe. They drove 5 plays, 48 yards, and LeCook threw his first touchdown. LeCook's going to keep it around the left edge, trying to find a seam. Seal block from Malik Harris, and he is in for the touchdown. 11-yard score from Jacoby LeCook, and that made it 8-0 with 6:50 left to go in the first. Howe answered right back, however, started at their own 38-yard line, drove 5 plays, 62 yards, and it was BU. Handoff to Braden Ulmer, right side, has a seam, has a first down and more, looking for the end zone, 10. Got the 5, breaks away at the 3. It's touchdown time in Texas. Braden Ulmer on a 29-yard run. That made it 8-8 tie ball game with 4:12 left to go in the first. Leonard's next possession ended on a punt, and Howe was not able to capitalize as they did drive 6 plays into the second quarter but had to punt. Leonard took it at their own 7-yard line, drove 3 plays, 93 yards, and the last of it was a 48-yard touchdown pass to Ethan Richardson. LeCook wants to throw, deep line drive down the sideline, and there goes Ethan Richardson for the score. 49-yard bullet from LeCook to Richardson, and that made it 15-8 with 10:06 left to go in quarter number 2. Howe's next possession, we saw a chain pull, but it was a turnover on downs as it was a yard short. Leonard's next possession, their offense started rolling, got it at the Howe 44-yard line to start the drive, and it took 6 plays and 44 yards to score on this 22-yard LeCook to McCarthy score. Rolls out right, looking downfield, lofts it near the end zone for McCarthy, who brings it in for the touchdown. That made it 22-8 with 5:03 left to go in the second. Howe took it on the Tech Wave kickoff, and some lightning struck. Tech Wave kickoff, a high one, going to be taken near Knox bounds. He picks it up on a hop, 20, down the sideline, look out, 40, foot race. Knox bounds to the 40, to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, Knox bounds for the kick return. 80 yards for Bounds, made it 22-15 with 4:51 before the half. It was a 1-touchdown game, but Leonard's offense struck right back on 3 plays, 70 yards. Once again, it was the former Howe student, Ethan McCarthy. LeCook fakes the hand to Harris, looks deep, ball right, going deep. Murphy is there, but again, McCarthy makes the catch as he got by Jeremiah Thornton. And McCarthy strolls into the end zone on a 77-yard touchdown. That made it 29-15 with 3:40 left to go before the half. Howe ended on a punt, and then Leonard scored their next touchdown on a 21-yard Malik Harris score. Here's a handoff to Malik Harris, running right side, escapes a couple of tacklers, and he's into the end zone. 21 yards for Malik Harris. That capped off a 2-play, 57-yard drive and gave us our halftime score, 36-15 with 1:07 left to go in the half. Howe could not capitalize with the time remaining, and here we are at the Baker Air Conditioning halftime show. Jake Roberts, do you want to have a discussion, or do you want to go ahead and do you want to take a break? Do you want to get Caroline in here? What do you want to do?
We can talk for a second.
All right, Caroline, come on in.
Yeah, so Howe started out this game. It started out rough, and I think they really they picked up their pace for a second, And then it just seems like Leonard's offense is just a little too much for them to handle.
I got to tell you, Jay, I just don't get that. I just think that they think it is, but they could easily hang with them.
Well, the thing with Leonard has a dual attack. They can throw it or they can run it on you. Howe has been sort of one-dimensional this year in the fact that they haven't been able to do much other than run the football. They do it well, but if someone can key in on the one thing, it kind of takes away from like being able to switch things up.
When I got here, we had just scored in the first to tie it up, and I really wasn't surprised by it. I really think that this score doesn't.
It doesn't reflect how the game's been.
Yeah.
But I think it's been chippy.
Very. Like I said,
it looks like it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, whether it's our first district game, whether it's, we all kind of know each other or what. But it is very, very tense down there. I was telling the guys before I got on that if we could get, is it McCook? If we could get McCook, is that it? LeCook. If we could get LeCook just to throw to his left, we'd have a lot.
He has not thrown to his left, and that is interesting to think about. And I wonder if maybe he's a lot better throwing to his right because he still is a young quarterback.
Yeah, I mean he had that one attempt that I saw that B almost picked off, but if they could just force him to throw that way, maybe they would have a better chance against his throw.
Yeah.
And stop McCarthy, stop Slaughter, and maybe get back in this game. I mean, it's not just completely over.
It's definitely not over. And if they just keep fighting, they go out there, score a quick touchdown, and they're right back in this thing.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. All right, I think we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with some scores around the area. It is 36-15, Leonard on top of Howe here at Tiger Stadium.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Okay, we are back at Tiger Stadium, and Leonard 36-15 at the half. Leonard on top of Howe. Just some scores around the area. We are all in district play. This is our first I almost said our first year in district. Our first night in district. Blue Ridge in Lone Oak this evening, 15-8. Whenever you find one, just shout it out, Jake. Sherman and Frisco Heritage in Sherman 31-7. Frisco on top of Sherman. Tom Bean and I was wondering where Tom Bean was when I was driving through there tonight. 21-0. Tioga winning. Let's see, but Bells and Gunner.
Gunner is winning 42-0 over Bells, and that was supposed to be like a really good game.
At
halftime, yeah.
Woohoo! We got Pottsboro and Bonham. It's Pottsboro's homecoming tonight, 56-0. Middle of the third, Pottsboro on top of Bonham.
And then Anna over Maybank, 35-0, and that's in the third quarter, 8:31 left.
Very nice. All right, well, we'll take a break, and then we'll do some stats.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
All right, welcome back to Tiger Stadium and Leonard here at the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating halftime show. Leonard leads 36-15. I'm Justin White alongside Stephen Braswell. Braswell's got some stats for us from the first half. I'll turn it over to you.
Hey, so for Howe at halftime, so far there are 22 rushes for 106 yards, and the leaders on that is Knox Bounds has 11 rushes for 45 yards. Braden Ulmer has 4 rushes for 35 yards and a touchdown. And Colin Murphy has 7 for 26 yards. On rushing, so a total of 1 touchdown, which is, like I said, was BU. As far as the passing stats go, for Howe, Colin Murphy is 0 for 1.
So you only had one? I think, yeah,
yep,
only one.
Just 0 for 1. For Leonard, they are 11 rushes for 71 yards. And the big kicker is they are 10 for 14 on passing for 225.
Wow.
And 3 touchdowns out of that. So right now, with the Howe, they're going to have to get the run game going for sure.
Mm-hmm.
109 yards total so far, rushing.
And you said 225 that Leonard has passing? Three
yep.
touchdowns?
Yep.
Yeah, you got to stop the big plays. I think that's on defense at least.
The big plays are killing them.
Yeah, those big plays, and then you're going to have to get something going on offense on the ground game.
Yes.
Anything else? Is that it?
That's it.
All right. We're going to take a quick break and then come back. Take a quick break and come back for the second half.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
All right, welcome back here in Tiger Stadium, Leonard, Texas, 36-15. Leonard leads here at the half over Howe.
Bulldogs come back out on the field as white jerseys. Let's turn that up a little bit. There we go. Leonard comes back out as well. We failed to give you the look tonight. The Leonard Tigers have gone away from their LSU-looking helmets. They used to have LHS up there for many years, and now have Tigers in script along their white helmets. They have one yellow stripe from front to back in the middle of the helmet, outlined in 2 blue stripes. Blue jerseys, I guess you'd call it gold, not yellow. Gold numbers outlined in white, which they're not the easiest to see. Everybody's fashionable these days with the skinny numbers, and not like the 80s when everybody wore the big block numbers, which were very easy to see, like the Cowboys.
Yeah. Braswell was talking earlier about how hard it was to see the light. It doesn't seem like it's very lit up in the stadium either.
No, it reminds me a little bit of Lone Oak.
Yes, yeah.
A very dark lit stadium.
So combine that with hard to see numbers
But they have blue jerseys, the royal blue and white pants. Howe with the black pants, white tops, black numbers. They do have the block numbers, very easy to see. Esteo's kick is going to be a squibber. Will be taken by Bo Stevens, who goes to his knees at the 39-yard line. They'll, I think, spot it at the 40. And Howe will start there in the second half, trailing Leonard 36-15 as we come back.
Well, you talk about important possessions. I think at this point of the game, this juncture of the game, this is probably the most important possession because Howe has not been able to stop Leonard the last few possessions, and they find themselves down by 21. So if they got any chance of a comeback in this game, they're going to have to put together a drive here with a touchdown at the end.
My apologies. They'll start at the 35, not the 40. Bounds moves to the left side of Murphy, who wants to throw. Middle of the field, jump ball, and it's going to fall incomplete. Bo Stevens was double covered, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up.
We're trying to go for a big play. It had Zaylen Summers and Jordan Barlani. Is it Barlana? Is it Barlana? Is that what we said?
Barlanya.
Both those guys were right there in coverage with Bo Stevens.
Let's check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline Slaughter.
Yeah, guys, I hate bad news at the start of this. Knox Bounds is out. He has a concussion and is out of the game.
Not good. Not good
hit.
going into next week either. Concussion protocol against the Gunner Tigers. Handoff to Braden Ulmer. Is that Ulmer? No, that's Caden Dunn is going to be wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. The ball came out late, but Dunn was already down. But that's going to be a loss, a significant loss of about 3 or 4 yards.
I can also tell you guys, Caden came up holding his left wrist, it looked like.
Not good. Can't have injuries.
Yeah, that's not good right there. And now you're in with that loss on that run, the 3rd and 13.
Howe started the game as the skinny 20 over there. They're down even more players. Murphy in the gun on 3rd and 13 and whistles before we get underway. And I think a timeout's been called. And we are going to take one, too. They're not real happy with Garrett Rogers for some reason. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
Howe burns their first time out 52 seconds into the second half. On 3rd and 13, Murphy will send Ulmer in motion from left to right and now flag down. And it's going to be against Howe and apparently against Bo Stevens over there, who split out wide right. And Justin Graham not happy. Caroline?
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay, no.
I was just going to say what happened, but you got it. You're on it.
Mr. Magoo can see things every once in a while. It's way down there, though. Same play, apparently Ulmer goes in motion. Murphy drops back to pass, scrambles out of the pocket to the right side, fires it down, going to be caught near a first down to BU. It will be a pretty significant gain, but a yard or two shy of the first down. And, well, on 4th and 2, near midfield at the 43. What are you?
I'm going for it. I mean, you're down 21. You need a spark. This is kind of do or die. You don't get this. You get the ball back to Leonard, and they've been able to score. So,
well, the Gainesville Gambler will show his cards here. 10:27 on the clock. 4th down and 3. Howe from their own 43-yard line, without Knox Bounds. Murphy rolls out. Wants to throws backside, caught by Jeremiah Thornton. What a great catch. His first of the season, and it's a huge one. Across the middle, he caught it on the tee of the interlocking LT at midfield.
Great catch by Thornton and pretty good pass by Murphy. Rolled to his left and then looked back across the field, do almost like a diagonal pass, as you said, across the middle, and Thornton able to snag it out of the air, and the Bulldogs convert a 4th down and live to see another day here on this possession.
What a great catch by Jeremiah Thornton. Flashes of his brother there. Jalen. Snap almost gets away from Murphy. He rolls out, wants to throw again. Back-to-back passes by Murphy. And this one is caught by Garrett Rogers. His first catch of the year. Murphy has something going here.
Desperate times call for desperate measure. Down by 21. You got your one of your best players on the team out. And so Murphy put this thing on his shoulders, and he's going to air it out.
Howe going with Caden Dunn in the backfield, as BU will stay in his slot position. 2nd down and 4. Scat back into the game, maybe for the rest of the game. He'll get the carry, and the ball's on the turf, and Leonard has it. It was a bad exchange between Murphy and Caden Dunn, and the ball went flipping out, and it hit the ground, and right there was, I believe, Crawford Beebe.
And Justin Graham, the offensive coordinator, is getting on to Caden Dunn. I think that's kind of just inexperienced. Dunn is not used to being in there, on that kind of supposed to be an RPO type thing or a read option. And Dunn thought didn't know he was supposed to keep it. He thought Murphy was supposed to keep it, and the ball ended up on the turf, up on the grass.
1st and 10 for Leonard, going the other way from their own 43-yard line. Exactly 9 minutes on the clock here in the 3rd. Snap back to LeCook. Throws out, going to be caught. Ethan Richardson, 1st down and more. Still fighting for yardage at the 40-yard line.
Nothing but a quick pass, get it out to the speedy Richardson, who's already got a touchdown tonight. He's just able to use some of the blocks and some of his athleticism and get out into Bulldog territory now.
What a luxury it is to have the former offensive coordinator from Allen and Sherman as your head coach here in Leonard. Snap back. LeCook wants to throw, flushed out of the pocket, being chased down, fires a home run ball for Richardson. It goes in and out of his hands at the 5-yard line. That was one where if he'd have caught it, he would have strolled in easily. But a dropped pass, and it brings up 2nd down and 10. Old friend Bruce Elvington on the sidelines for the Leonard Tigers. Also Coach Beebe down there, former Howe coaches. Of course, his son Crawford broke his leg a year ago in the game against Blue Ridge. He has a steel rod in his leg playing tonight. They didn't know if he would be able to make it back. Here's a handoff to Harris. Bounces it out left side. Brought down at the line of scrimmage. A great job by the Howe defense to gang tackle right there.
Well, you need to gang tackle Harris. He's a big boy.
Charlie Vera and Tank Turner on the stop. And it'll be officially no gain as the ball's spotted at the 40 again. 8:07 on the clock as it's ticking. 3 receivers near side, including McCarthy, Slaughter, and Richardson. LeCook looks that way. Richardson wide open, trying to find the middle of the field. Splits a couple of defenders on his way to the 19-yard line. A 1st down for Leonard.
There are 3 receivers on that side. 2 of them went upfield, and then Richardson stayed back. Just a quick comeback route, and then he was wide open across the middle of the field. And a lot of yards after the catch, too. And LeCook is just kind of picking them apart.
Good quarterback, especially for a sophomore. 3 receivers left this time. Looks that way. That one's almost intercepted, but it is caught. Barlanier makes the catch and strolls down to the 4-yard line. Braden Ulmer tried to jump the route and pick it off, but it was Barlanier who jumped in front of him.
Exactly. I think Ulmer got in the position to get ready to catch it. And Barlanier came in and jumped in front of him and almost scored on that.
15 yards on the pass and catch. A little screen pass out to the left side. And it's 1st and goal for Leonard. 7:13 on the clock. LeCook's going to keep it himself to the left, to the right side, around the edge, skips into the end zone, untouched. Touchdown Leonard. 7:06 on the clock, and it's 42-15 Tigers over the Bulldogs.
Well, this Leonard team did exactly what good teams do. got the turnover and went down the field and scored. And it's, I think this is officially a rout.
Esteo on for the PAT. Trying to make it 43-15. Some movement across the line. Bad snap. Trying to throw it into the end zone. It's going to be intercepted. This is Colton Little down the sideline, but this is probably going to come back, and I would expect perhaps that they'll go for 2 now with the Howe penalty offsides. They'll move it up a little bit. We'll see what Justin Dozier decides to do, whether they're going to remain kicking it, which it appears that they're going to do, instead of going for 2. So it remains 42-15. Colton Little picked off the pass, but all for naught as there was a penalty as Howe jumped across the line a little too early.
Looks like Leonard's going to go ahead and still kick the extra point, even with the penalty.
Your hit roof and exterior scoring drive recap: 5 plays, 57 yards for Leonard, capped off by the 4-yard touchdown by LeCook on the ground. There's your PAT, and your new score is 43-15. 7:06 remaining in the third. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Got hail? Get Hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Hi, this is Nino Foles.
And I'm Tyler Grisham. We're the only Bulldogs that ever rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Well, I could have had 5,000 in that slot T that y'all did.
I'd had 6,000 if I were 6'8", 220.
Hey now, both you guys were amazing. Let's just leave it at that.
All I know is that I bet we can agree that Sonic of Howe has great food and big smiles.
Well, it's not just good. It's Sonic good. Hey, Monty, how many yards did you have?
Wow.
Grish, let's go get a Sonic Blast and let me tell you how we beat Pilot Point.
You didn't go 3 rounds though, huh?
Jeez, guys.
Welcome back, 43-15. Leonard in the lead. Another squib kick on your Tech Wave kickoff. Going to be taken by Bo Stevens, who just takes a knee at the 39-yard line. And Howe will start there. Yes, they'll mark it at the 40. And yes, it is the 40 this time. I'm checking it again. It's the 40.
Well, this game's getting out of hand now at this point, so.
It's going to be like OU Texas tomorrow, perhaps.
Which way, though?
No, not y'all's way. I thought Caroline showed up in a burnt orange hat. I was like, my gosh, I'm surrounded by you people. Murphy wants to roll near side. He's wanting to throw again. Fires a bullet to BU. Too close to him for it to be that hard, and it falls incomplete. Ulmer turns to Murphy and says, hey, calm it down a little bit, big fella.
Put some mustard on that thing. He was only about 5 yards from him.
Yeah, he threw a bullet at him.
Well, in the way Murphy was holding as he was rolling to his left, is he had it under his arm and all of a sudden decided to throw it real quickly to Ulmer.
Real quickly is right.
It was fast and Ulmer wasn't expecting it.
Two receivers right on 2nd down and 10. And Murphy's going to throw again. This time he lofts it over to BU, who makes the catch and is going to be hog-tied down, rolled over backwards. A great tackle by Crawford Beebe. And Ulmer gets up a little slow as he was really roped down.
Yeah.
It'll be 3rd down and short for Howe near the midfield stripe at the 48-yard line. Got to get to the 50 for a 1st down. We got 2 chances to do it here. Ulmer will check out of the game. That's not good news for Howe. Stevens as the tight end as they go to the tight formation. Murphy in the gun. Hands off to Dunn. Had a 1st down. I think forward progress will get him the 1st down. He got to the 50 and then was pushed back very quickly, but forward progress will move the sticks.
Yeah, he got right to the line and got pushed back, but I thought he was going to try to bounce it outside. I'm glad he got the forward progress because I didn't know if he was going to get that at first.
Yeah, guys, BU did come out here on the sideline just for a breather. He has been walking on his ankle a little gingerly even into the first half, but I don't think anything is going to keep that kid down, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I think you are spot on with that. Ethan Mayo checks into the game as a slot receiver. Bo Stevens down here at the bottom. Bad snap. Murphy has to scramble for it, picks it up. He's just going to try to take off and run, cuts it up, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage at the 50. That could have been a lot worse than it ended up, as Murphy made something out of nothing and actually gained a yard to the 49-yard line in Leonard territory.
A lot of mishandled snaps tonight.
Well, you got a new center.
True.
Who, matter of fact, was named center today, I believe. I'm not sure he even had a practice all week. They were warming up in pregame with Coach Graham just snapping him the ball, trying to figure out, is he going to snap it with two hands or one? 2nd down and 9. Murphy rolls out, chased down, escapes a defender, throws it, and he's going to be intercepted at the 44-yard line, coming to the middle of the field, shy of midfield, brought down at the 48. Murphy, a left-handed quarterback, was rolling to his right, turned his whole body, made a jump throw in the air, and that was hauled in by the defender.
I saw what he saw. I could see he saw something out of the corner of his eye. He saw a white jersey, the corner of his eye, and then you said he was kind of like I did a pirouette almost as he tried to throw it back across his body, but the defender jumped in front of it for the interception. I think that was 52. I believe that was Jackson LeCook with the interception, I believe.
Yeah, I think that was Jackson LeCook. And my apologies, it wasn't Crawford Beebe on the tackle on Ulmer a moment ago. It was LeCook, Jackson LeCook, who made that devastating tackle on Braden Ulmer. 1st and 10, Malik Harris around the right edge, trying to escape a tackle, does. Ethan Mayo is going to get caught for a face mask, and finally Harris is down. And I think Murphy might have grabbed some face mask there too, but only one flag is down, and I'm pretty sure that's an Ethan Mayo face mask.
Yep. Face mask, personal foul, it'll be 15 yards as Harris got back to the line of scrimmage. And he's trying to get extra yards after the carry, which is good, but maybe the Bulldogs try to work at trying to strip that ball away. Maybe get a turnover of their own.
So the 15-yard penalty will march it down to the 38-yard line of Howe. And LeCook wants to throw. Fires it across the middle. A wide open Randy Slaughter in the middle of the field. 5 Bulldogs are there to bring him down, but another first down for the Leonard Tigers to the 24-yard line.
And that was a big league throw by LeCook. Had a good pocket around him and just fired a laser to Slaughter across the middle for the first down.
4:15 and rolling in quarter number 3. Slaughter, the slot back. Slot receiver, now they'll go in motion. Look out here, they fake it to him. Rolls out right, under pressure, and this time Ethan Mayo drags down LeCook from the backside.
Ethan Mayo is not slowing down, even down 43-15. Comes around that backside as LeCook rolled out of the pocket and comes from behind and brings down LeCook before he got going scrambling.
5-yard loss back to the 29-yard line.
Great pursuit by Mayo.
LeCook walks right behind the offensive line, barks out the signal. Now gets the snap, rolls out right, looking down the field, firing it towards the end zone for McCarthy, and it's out of the back of the end zone. Pretty good coverage there by Garrett Rogers, but the ball was way overthrown, and he may have even just thrown it away because Rogers had good coverage.
Yeah, we mentioned it. Caroline even mentioned it, and Caroline and Jake about it. LeCook works that right side of the field. Whatever receiver is on that side, that's the side. He hasn't thrown to the left side hardly at all.
Well, whatever the big number of receivers are on is usually where he goes. They're on the left side this time, and that's where he rolls out. But fires back right side. Randy Slaughter all alone on the hash, and he will stroll into the end zone for another Leonard Tiger touchdown. This time 29 yards, and Slaughter went about the remaining 20 of it as LeCook fired a bullet across the middle, and Slaughter was wide open.
I stand corrected. LeCook rolled to his left, and he still threw it to the right side, I guess, but across the middle of the field. But that time he did go to his left a little bit. But regardless, got the touchdown, and the route is on.
Esteo on for the PAT. The holder will be Jaden Bush, and it gets to the snap, gets away again. Esteo will just fall on it at the 26-yard line.
Did y'all see the ball come out at the touchdown?
No, I did not.
Yeah, the ball seemed to come out right. We all think it was not a touchdown. What was that? Was it the Cowboys when he was running, to the end zone, and he celebrating, he dropped the ball.
Lett.
That's what it reminded me of.
Lett.
That's what it reminded me of.
Hey, 49-15. We got to take a quick break. 3:15 on the clock. We'll be back.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric.
Tech Wave kickoff in the air, going to be taken by Braden Ulmer on the right hash. Escapes out of two defenders on his way to the 38-yard line, 39-40. Finally makes his way to the 43 before being drugged down by blue jerseys. And what a run by Braden Ulmer, who is limping. And you talk about a kid who gives 110%. If you can go above that, that's cliche. Ulmer puts in about 120 or 125.
Yeah, again, don't tell him they're down 34 points. Don't tell him that, though. Still running hard.
3:01 on the clock. Done in the game as the tailback, as Knox Bounds is done for the night. Ulmer back in the game at the H-back, goes in motion. A high snap goes over Murphy's head. He just dives on it back at the 25-yard line. You knew at some point the change of center would come back to haunt Howe, and it did right there for sure.
Yeah, I think it's the first time we've seen an actual high snap like go over the head and back behind Murphy. But it has been all night. The snaps have been questionable.
Loss of 18 on that play.
At this point, the clock just can't tick down fast enough.
Third down and 28, I believe, 33 perhaps, 23. Handoff to Caden Dunn, trying to escape defenders, slung down hard at the 25-yard line. Or 27-yard line. Gain of 2 for Dunn as the clock continues to roll right at 2 minutes.
Well, you go to 0-1 on the season in district. You got Gunner next week. That's going to be no easy task. Ask Bells that tonight.
Woo. 3rd and 27. Two-back straddle Murphy. And this will be a handoff coming near side again. That's Dunn trying to find the edge but can't get there. And a little pushing and shoving at the end. Bo Stevens giving some extracurricular activity to some of the Leonard Tigers. A little bit of frustration there. No flag. Very well could have been.
Could have been, yeah.
119, and it still ticks, and now it's 4th down and punt time for Johnny Garcia.
I like that with Dunn, try to get him on the outside, use some of that speed he's got. He's kind of more of a, use him on the edges as opposed to between the tackles.
Tank Turner has to check out very quickly. He sprints off the sideline. Under a minute left here in the third quarter. Garcia, another high snap, but he brings it down. The punt is a low line drive kick, going to bounce on the Leonard side at the 43, going to be picked up by Randy Slaughter. Shot out of a cannon down the left sideline. Look out here. Got some running room, escapes a tackle, escapes 2 tackles on his way to the house. About a 63-yard punt return for Randy Slaughter. And the route, my friends, is very well on. 55-15 awaiting the PAT.
He caught it on a bounce, and I mean, it was just, he was on the run as soon as he caught it. And it's as if everybody was standing still. Slaughter showing off some of that, got to be some of that track speed.
He can really run.
He can. Short guy, about 5'7", 5'8", and can fly.
He reminds me of the Eagles receiver they had several years ago. Here's a kick by Esteo. And it's true, and it's 56-15. 34 seconds remain in quarter number 3. We'll be back in just a moment.
If you're a small business owner in Howe, Texas, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, and an insurance agent that gets you. My name is Corey Hernandez, and I run a State Farm agency. Because I'm a small business owner myself, I understand the unique needs of local business owners. My office and I will make it easy to choose the right protection for you at the right price. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit InsuranceQuoteXHoma.com for your small business needs today.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
Deshaun Jackson is the Philadelphia Eagle that we were trying to think of. Randy Slaughter reminds us of. Can absolutely fly. Not a big guy, but can get from A to B very quickly. Another squib kick goes off a Howe up man. I think it went off of Tank Turner, but Howe's able to recover the ball at about the 39-yard line. So Howe will set up shop there. They'll spot it at the 39. They're trying to figure it out. Yep, 39. 31 seconds remaining in the third. Murphy and company back out there. Caden Dunn getting a lot of time in the backfield tonight with Knox Bounds out. He'll get the carry here, right side. He's quick, spinning out of a tackle. 7 yards on first down. Talking about getting from A to B, nobody in a white uniform can get there faster than Caden Dunn.
Yeah, he's very quick, very, very fast. He's got to be sure he's got to hold on the ball. I think that's his big issue is just ball security. Got to hold on the ball. But in a foot race, he can beat just about anybody.
2nd down and 2 as they'll give him 8 yards on first down. And a timeout. No, that's the end of the third quarter. 56-15, Leonard on top. We'll be back.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Caden Dunn on the carry on second down has a first down and more. They try to strip the ball from him, but he retains the ball as he crosses midfield into Leonard territory at the 45-yard line.
There is a flag over here at the 50.
Face mask.
So
tack on 15, face mask on Leonard.
Caroline, we hadn't talked to you in a while. Are we seeing some long faces from the Bulldogs over there?
Yeah, unfortunately, everyone is, they're tired. They're tired, and a lot of people a lot of guys are coming off here limping, and it's just, it's a long night. That third quarter was a long quarter.
11:27 on the clock here in quarter number 4. Ball now at the 30. Murphy wants it, handoff Dunn, right up the middle, being wrestled down, but Dunn again some good yardage, especially after he surges forward there at the end. We'll get to the 23-yard line.
Well, bounds out, he's getting a lot of time tonight, a lot of carries.
7 yards for Dunn.
Yeah, he's making the most of it so far.
Making a case. Good power lifter, Caden Dunn.
Surprising power lifter. He's what, about 5'7", 5'8", 150 pounds.
It's one of those where he squats and deadlifts a lot. If he can get his bench, he can go a very long way in powerlifting. This time he's going to bounce it out to the right side and be chopped down at the waist to the 20. Gets back and spins the ball to the official. Close to a first down, and I think he did pick it up, new set of downs.
He talked about the senior spotlight a couple weeks ago about how people are surprised when they see him, how small he is, but how much he can lift.
145-pound category. He can squat and deadlift as much as some of those offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Murphy in the gun, Dunn to his left. Ulmer, the H-back, goes in motion right behind the center. And Dunn again on the carry. Bounces it out to the left and run down by a linebacker very quickly. As Dunn had a little bit of running room up over left tackle and then found a huge amount of green grass as he bounced it out further, but the linebacker quickly made up that room and brought him down at the 19-yard line.
He's trying to follow Will Ingram. Will Ingram was really helping lead the way with pulling from that right guard spot.
Give him 2 to the 18. 9:21 on the clock. Murphy to Dunn again, trying to find the left edge. Has a big, wide open, gaping seam of green grass, and he's close to the end zone, and he is. Touchdown time in Texas for Caden Dunn as he speeds around the left end for a touchdown.
Well, they just kept feeding him and feeding him. And he used that speed on the outside, surged his way at the end. And we got I think that's Dunn, who's going to still be down on the field. Gets his first touchdown of the season.
Well, if Dunn is out, then you're
Ulmer, I guess.
At what point do you finally give Ulmer the ball over and over and over? And you have to wonder how many reps Ulmer even takes at that position.
I know.
It's not like Ulmer's fresh either. Caroline, is that Caden Dunn down there?
Were y'all talking? I'm so sorry. I had it. What?
Is that Caden Dunn?
Yeah, it was. He's gotten up, and I think it was a little scary. I was right here when he scored, and he got up, and he couldn't hold his head up. But I think he was tired, and he's good. We were all nervous.
Well, he ran a lot of that.
He ran very hard.
He did, and he ran almost every play there.
Yeah. And he fought for that touchdown.
Garcia's PAT. Murphy to hold, puts it on the ground. The kick is right down the middle and good. So Howe narrows the gap just a little bit, 56-22, 9:10 left to go in the game. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Leonard Tiger cheerleaders in short sleeve shirts tonight, and one young lady had her arms cupped together. As you could tell, she's a little chilly down there. And
it's getting cooler tonight.
Braswell's outdoors in his very ugly jersey, and he was talking about how cold it was out there. We were burning up in this booth. We needed Roger Tidwell, nowhere to be found, but we opened the door, and it is kind of chilly. Here's the Tech Wave kickoff, going to bounce and bounce. Going to be picked up at about the 5-yard line, coming near side. Barlanier escaping tackles, flags down, and so is Barlanier at the 24-yard line. This one appears like it may be against Leonard. Leonard has had a good program over here for many years. Shane Fletcher, now at Honey Grove, was here for a very, very long time. And, of course, they had a lot of success under Coach Fletcher. And then now they found themselves down for 1 year, really. And then it looks like they're going to be back up for a long period of time.
And Coach Fletcher, as you said, over at Honey Grove, has got them on the right track as well.
This penalty is going to go against Howe, and it's a 15-yard variety, which will spot the ball at the 40 is where Leonard will start this possession.
Coach Bryan is wanting an explanation for that 15-yarder as he's out past the numbers, protesting his case.
Leonard came in averaging 43 a game, and they're well beyond that tonight with 56. Looking for more perhaps with 8:59 on the clock. 60 yards away from pay dirt, but I feel like it'll be a lot of Malik Harris time perhaps, actually a backup quarterback into the game. And a toss near side, not much doing there, maybe a yard. And it was kind of a jet sweep, but a pass instead of a handoff. Checking the new quarterback into the game, and I believe that is
Jaden Bush.
Jaden Bush. And he's been the holder all night for Asteo. Not a small individual by any means. He's a big guy. Looks like a defensive lineman.
Know, right? And then Harris is not in the backfield. I can't see who that is. It may be Richardson, maybe? No.
It's Weimer. A bad snap, but Bush is going to pick it up. Scrambles around the left side, down the sideline, pushed out of bounds by Ethan Mayo. But a good gainer and more than likely a first down by Bush. They'll say he stepped out a little bit early, I guess. And they'll spot the ball at the 48-yard line. So an 8-yard gain on a bad snap that he picked up and just took off running. 3rd down and 2. Coming up for Leonard with 8:04 on the clock.
Says Bush is a big body. He can move pretty good. I'm wondering in this short yardage situation, maybe he would try to push his way for the extra 2 or 3 yards.
3 receivers out to the right. Bush is going to hand off to Weimer up the middle, who's met right there. Will have enough for the first as the ball will be spotted right at midfield. Again, 56-22. Howe was within a touchdown with 4 minutes remaining in the first half. But Leonard exploded offensively.
Yeah, at 4:51 left in the game, or in the first half, it was 22-16. 22-15. And then from there, it just...
The first half was the Ethan McCarthy show.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan Mayo trying to I don't know what he was doing. He looked like he was trying to call timeout as Justin Dozier was talking to one of his players there to bring in the play. And Mayo was trying to dupe him into calling a timeout. Bush, handoff, Weimer up the middle, brought down almost immediately at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there by the Howe Bulldog defensive lineman, Charlie Vera.
Well, we're at the point of clock burning time right now.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You know, it's just...
it's all over but the crying, as one of my friends used to say.
But you got to wonder, you know, with Bounds is out, you know, the concussion is tonight. Don't know what his status will be for next week. Again, you play the #1 state-ranked Gunner Tigers next week.
Well, they look for real. Wonder how they're going to do at the cutoff date. Wonder how they'll manage that again this time. Here's the Bush around the left edge, runs over Colton Little, but is finally brought down by Charlie Vera.
And a flag.
The flag is down on the other side, kind of in the backfield area, maybe at the line of scrimmage.
At this point, that's the only thing that's stopping the clock right now is a flag.
Yeah, it's 6:01 left to go in the game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Gunner does at enrollment time.
They always seem to pull out the trick bag, it appears. You know, they somehow creep right under that number.
What do we know about Howe? Do we know anything about?
I think it's going to be very close, as it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, another one.
Bush to Weimer up the middle, and he's brought down by Bo Stevens, and a flag is thrown right in the area of the tackle.
That's going to be a face mask. We've had a lot of face masks tonight.
There have been an unusual amount of face masks tonight. 15-yarder against Howe. That will take Leonard back on the Howe side of the field. 5:25 left to go in this, what has been a really long second half. Caroline Slauson, let's talk to you down there. What do you think about post-game interviews?
Well, if anyone will talk to me. No,
we may skip the interviews tonight.
Karen's like, the fact that we're going to do any?
She was like,
well.
Huh. Yeah, our Texas Land and Home Team Realty Show might just be highlights and stats tonight. We might get home a little quicker than normal. 3 receivers flanked out to the right side, one at the bottom, all new players into the game for Leonard, and Bush is going to keep it around the left edge and finally brought down by Charlie Vera, who's racking up a lot of tackles. And it looks like Bush might have a hamstring issue, as I think his hamstring kind of tightened up on him down at the bottom of that pile. He comes over to the sidelines, and Justin Dozier's talking to him, and he's going to stay in the game. And
it may be just hand off to Weimer.
Not used to getting this many attempts with the ball in his hand.
Probably not.
.358 on the clock. Hand off to Weimer, and he's going to be slung backwards. Mayo was there, but the first one that was there, I believe, might have been Tank Turner. And now I think Weimer may be down. He's slow to get up. He does get up, and he's favoring his right ankle. He's not putting any weight on the right ankle at all. This could be an injury timeout as Weimer is down on the turf. Let's take another timeout. We'll be back in at least 30 seconds.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Weimer gets off the turf, but he's still favoring that right ankle pretty bad. But looks like he's in good spirits. Another thing about being close to the field, we are close to the field.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good vantage point for us being able to see actually the faces of the players as they reach the sideline. We're not normally able to do that. We can kind of see the smiles and the frowns.
We're literally about 9, maybe 10 rows up.
3rd and 4 for Leonard, right to left. Bush will keep it, bounces it out left. He'll have at least the first down. His legs are cut out from underneath him by Eli Stoner. But they'll move the sticks as Bush makes it to the 31-yard line.
Monty, as it gets cooler in the season, the grass starts to turn a little brown. How's your Bermuda doing?
Well, it's doing well. It looks about like this field. There's some brown, there's some green.
Yeah.
After the rains that we had, it's starting to look a little, a lot more green actually.
Yeah, yeah.
But
y'all, no. Stop
hey,
it.
we've
Stop
had it. Hey, we're.
Stop it. No.
Hey, we've got green thumbs up here.
Right.
What time's the game tomorrow?
11.
Bush up the middle to the 30, a gain of 1. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's game. I like it when no one gives you a shot. I mean, the Longhorns are notorious for having such a great year and being ranked and doing everything well, and then the wheels fall off midway through the season.
It does seem like that when one team is ranked and nobody's expecting anything from the other. That's when somebody gets surprised.
Very similar to the Battle of the Axe with Sherman Denison. Used to be that way. It didn't matter what the records were.
Throw the records out the window.
Game. Yeah, the old cliche. Throw the records out the window. It was literally that way for many years. Here's a handoff with flags as we hit the 2-minute mark in this football game. Ethan Mayo having some words with the new tailback into the game for Leonard, which is Tate Martin, the sophomore. Still having words. The penalty will go against Leonard. They'll back it up to the 35-yard line. Clock rolling under 2 minutes. And the Howe Bulldogs are doing the tomahawk chop. Does that make sense?
No, that doesn't make sense to me. I always wondered that.
Hand off to Martin. Hit hard. Colton Little comes up and lays the wood down. And that'll be a loss back to the 36-yard line.
There's some hard hits tonight. Or maybe it seems like it because we're so close to the action.
Yeah, I guess it could be. We are a lot closer. We're almost within Caroline Slauson range. Not quite that close. Caroline, did you get some nachos tonight?
Oh, I haven't got nachos all year long. I know. I don't know what is wrong with me. Oh, drop the ball.
Bad snap. Or the snap is actually not bad, but Bush dropped it. And now a scramble for the football. Howe may have this.
Nobody can hang on to it.
Jeremiah Thornton says Howe has it, and they do. So the Bulldogs will probably finish this game with the football in their hands as the ball rests at the 40-yard line on their side of the field. 52 seconds remaining in this football game.
Well, finally a turnover for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'm going to go OU tomorrow, 38-30. That's my prediction.
Okay.
I'm a little biased. It's okay. Hand off to Caden Dunn. Up the middle, squirting through. Still fighting forward for 5 yards to the 45-yard line. Clock at 40.
Russell, how many yards does Dunn have?
$52. And all of that has come really in the second half here.
Yeah. I don't think he got the ball in the first half, I don't think.
Stevens strolls out here, split out wide to the right. Second down, he will not catch the football here as, again, it's Dunn up the middle. And he squirts through again to the 45-yard line on the Leonard side of the field. A first down run by Dunn, and he's up near 70 yards in the half. That's the last play of the game. Howe, your Bulldogs have took it on the chin tonight, 56-22 in the Palace, surrounded by the cedar trees off of Highway 11 in Leonard. A really good football team in Leonard. They should do some damage. They look like a playoff football team to me.
They really do. They got some young guys on there. They got a young quarterback in Jacoby LeCook, and got a pretty good defense. Got some size up front. They could be a sleeper in the playoffs.
You hate to talk like this in the opener of district play, but Howe's really got their work cut out for them now if they're going to enter postseason play, because you're talking about a team that's going to be playing Gunner and Bells coming up, and if you're sitting 0-3 going into the last 2 weeks,
where you're going to have to win,
and you have to win if the tiebreak, if it's a point differential situation. Not only do you have to beat Blue Ridge, but you're probably going to have to beat them by a lot. Mm-hmm. And if you beat Lone Oak, which are not a rollover by any means, you're going to have to beat Lone Oak by a lot. So Howe's got their work cut out for them after this 56-22 loss.
And they responded in the first quarter there. They had a safety. Then Leonard scored pretty quickly, and they were able to answer back with a touchdown drive. But it seems around the second quarter things just started to fall apart, and they just couldn't stop Leonard. I think it was Leonard's offense is just really, really good. LeCook at quarterback. They got McCarthy and Richardson at receivers. Slaughter's fast. And then you mix in Malik Harris, the running back, in there. They just got a really balanced offense.
They've got just about everything you need to be a playoff team, and not only this year, but in years to come. As long as you've got the LeCook kid at quarterback, you're going to do some damage. So, Ethan McCarthy is a junior. You've got, you're going to graduate Barlanier. Ethan Richardson is a senior. You'll graduate him. But Randy Slaughter is a junior, and he is really their weapon, speedster. Mm-hmm. Can hit you from so many directions, and you're in the Texoma Land and Home Realty Team postgame show. I'm not sure we're going to do any interviews with Caroline tonight.
Well, and you got to think about how going to be licking their wounds. Knox Bounds out with a concussion, so we don't know what his status will be for next week. And to be honest, I mean, you're playing Gunner next week. I don't really know if you want him back in that game, to be transparent here.
Can you start running the clock in the first quarter?
Yeah, really. And then, Ulmer I don't think you have to probably take him out on a stretcher, but he looked a little banged up there tonight. So I don't know, we'll see.
We talked about Crawford Beebe of Leonard, having the broken leg last year, and put the steel rod in there, and here he is on the field. I think BU, if he were in the same situation, he would have the steel rod inserted and be back on the field next week somehow. Yeah. It's just one of those type of kids. You just tough as nails. And you hope that kind of rubs off on everyone on the roster. That's the kind of kid you want at the top of this thing. And Murphy's the same type of kid.
Yeah, both Warriors.
Yeah.
So you got your work cut out for you here this week, getting ready for Gunner.
I know Jake is working diligently on highlights, and Braswell's working on stats over there, so you're in the Texas Land and Home Realty team post-game show. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Welcome back to Leonard Tiger Stadium. Monty Walker along with the rest of the gang, including Justin White, Jake Roberts, Stephen Braswell, and Carl Slauson, who's been down on that's Caroline, actually. The Carl thing came from a year ago.
How was that? I'm trying to think.
I think it was last year. She showed up and she was sick.
Oh, yes.
And her voice was so low.
So
she was talking like this.
Yes.
I sound like a man.
Yes.
So that's when we started calling her Carl. And it's kind of stuck. Now we just kind of call her Carl ever so often. Especially in our group text.
Yeah.
She's Carl. And we got some good emojis out of that. So Jake is back. Jake, you want to go over some highlights of this football game? Let's start in the first half. Let's start in the first quarter. Let's start with the first play. Leonard took the football first. They won the coin toss, elected to receive. They had to punt on the very first drive. Gave it back to Howe. Trapped Howe on a punt back at their own 5-yard line, and that led to disaster. No one anywhere around.
And I think that's going to be intentional grounding.
Is that a safety?
I believe it's going to probably be because he was in the end zone when he threw it. He was running for his dear life because he dropped the ball, dropped the snap.
The officials are huddling. And Murphy was ruled. It was ruled a safety after Murphy tried to heave the ball out of the end zone, and no one was around. So Leonard took the first lead 2-0 with 8:43 left to go in the first. Leonard then got the football at the Howe 48-yard line. It took them 5 plays and 48 yards to score, and it was LeCook on his first rushing touchdown. LeCook's going to keep it around the left edge, trying to find a seam. Seal block from Malik Harris, and he is in for the touchdown. 11-yard score from Jacoby LeCook. That made it 8-0 with 6:50 remaining in quarter number 1. But Howe answered back with their own 5-play drive, 62 yards. It was capped off by a 29-yard touchdown by Braden Ulmer. Hand off to Braden Ulmer, right side, has a seam, has a first down and more, looking for the end zone, 10. Got the 5, breaks away at the 3. It's touchdown time in Texas. Braden Ulmer capped off the drives, tied the game at 8 with 4:12 left to go in the first. Leonard's next possession ended on a punt, gave it back to Howe. They drove 7 plays into the second quarter, but had to punt it back to Leonard, who took it at their own 7-yard line. Leonard's offense in the second quarter started revving things up. And 3 plays later, it was LeCook to Ethan Richardson. LeCook wants to throw, deep line drive down the sideline, and there goes Ethan Richardson for the score. 49-yard bullet from LeCook to Richardson. That made it 15-8 with 10:06 left to go in the second. Howe took it from their own 35-yard line. They had a 4th down situation where we saw a chain pull, but they were a yard short, and Leonard took the ball at the 44-yard line of Howe. They drove 6 plays, 44 yards, and capped it off with a 22-yard touchdown from LeCook to Ethan McCarthy. Rolls out right, looking downfield, lofts it near the end zone for McCarthy, who brings it in for the touchdown. 22 yards from LeCook to McCarthy. That was a 6-play, 44-yard drive, made it 22-8 with 5:03 remaining before the half. They kicked off to Howe, and you don't kick it to Knox bounds. Tech Wave kickoff, a high one, going to be taken near Knox bounds. He picks it up on a hop, 20, down the sideline, look out, 40, foot race. Knox bounds to the 40, to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Knox bounds for the kick return. 80 yards on the return, made it a one-touchdown game. 22-15 with 4:51 left to go before the half. But again, Leonard with their high-powered offense capped off a 3-play, 70-yard drive with McCarthy's second touchdown reception. LeCook fakes the hand to Harris, looks deep, ball right, going deep. Murphy is there, but again, McCarthy makes the catch as he got by Jeremiah Thornton. That made it 29-15 with 3:40 left to go in the first half. Howe's next drive ended in a punt. Leonard's next drive started at their own 43-yard line and it ended with a 21-yard touchdown by Malik Harris. Here's a handoff to Malik Harris running right side, escapes a couple of tacklers, and he's into the end zone. That capped off the 2-play, 57-yard drive, made it 36-15, and that gave us our halftime score. Moving on into the second half, Howe started with the football. We're making some good yardage, drove 6 plays and about 30 yards, but a fumble by Caden Dunn gave it back to Leonard. Leonard took it at their own 43-yard line, drove 5 plays, 57 yards, and scored on LeCook's second rushing touchdown of the night. 7:13 on the clock. LeCook's going to keep it himself to the left, to the right side, around the edge, skips into the end zone, untouched. Touchdown Leonard. 7:06 on the clock, and Howe got it back after the touchdown there, made it 42-15. I didn't even write it down on my board. 42. The game was starting to slip away there. 42-15 at that point. Howe got it back, and Murphy. This was an interception after they drove 5 plays and about 20 yards. Murphy rolls out, chased down, escapes a defender, throws it, and he's going to be intercepted at the 44-yard line, coming to the middle of the field, shy of midfield, brought down at the 48. And that gave Leonard the ball back there with 4:51 left to go in the third. And they drove 3 plays, 52 yards, and again, this one was LeCook to Slaughter. On the left side this time, and that's where he rolls out. But fires back right side. Randy Slaughter all alone on the hash, and he will stroll into the end zone for another Leonard Tiger touchdown. That one 29 yards in the air, and that made it 49-15 with 3:15 left to go in the game, I believe. No, in the third quarter. Howe got it and had to punt, gave it back to, when they punted, it was another disaster. Is it down? The punt is a low line drive kick and a bounce. It down. The punt is a low line drive kick and a bounce on the Leonard side at the 43. Going to be picked up by Randy Slaughter. Shot out of a cannon down the left sideline. Look out here. Got some running room. Escapes a tackle. Escapes 2 tackles on his way to the house. 63-yard return by Randy Slaughter for the punt return gave Leonard a 56-15 lead with 34 seconds remaining in the third. Howe took it at their own 39-yard line. They did get one big highlight here at the end of the game, and it was an 18-yard touchdown by Caden Dunn. Dunn again, trying to find the left edge. Has a big, wide-open, gaping seam of green grass, and he's close to the end zone, and he is. Touchdown time in Texas for Caden Dunn as he speeds around the left end for a touchdown. 6 plays, 61 yards on the drive for Howe would be their final points of the game and the final points for everyone in the game. That was at the 9:10 mark. It was killed the clock time after that, and the final score 56-22. Leonard takes it tonight in the district opener of 8-3A Division II. Jake?
Yeah, and I think Howe's really going to have a lot to work on this week at practice, especially defensive backs. They kind of got cooked tonight.
LeCooked.
LeCooked.
They got LeCooked. Is that the headline? LeCooked.
That would be a pretty good headline. That would be a pretty solid headline. But yeah, they're gonna have to go back. They're gonna have to look at film and figure out what happened defensively, and they're going to need to fix some things, especially playing against Gunner next week. We all know that's going to be a tough one.
Yep.
It's David versus Goliath next week.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. Yeah, it's David against
it's
15
like,
Goliaths.
Yeah, it's like 11 Goliaths.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, let's take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have stats for you.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Welcome back. Final Leonard over Howe, 56-22. Let's do some stats.
Okay. So for the Bulldogs tonight, there were 38 rushes for 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. The leading rusher was Caden Dunn with 13 rushes for 62 yards. He had a TD and unfortunately he also had fumble out of that. Second was Knox Bounds with 11 rushes, 45 yards. Braden Ulmer, 4 rushes for 35 yards and a TD. And Colin Murphy had 9 rushes for 9 yards. As far as the passing goes, Colin was 4 for 8 for 41 yards. And the BU had 2 receptions for 24 yards. Jeremiah Thornton 1 for 11 and Garrett Rogers 1 for 6. If there was any kind of silver lining in that, there was only 6 penalties by the Bulldogs instead of the 11 from the last game.
Well, if you're going to cut that down in half, that definitely helps.
Yep, that's for sure. For Leonard rushing, they had 23 rushes for 92 yards and 3 touchdowns. The leaders for them on the rushing were Malik Harris with 5 rushes for 51 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Bush, 4 rushes for 22 yards. Randy Slaughter, 1 rush for 20 yards. And Luke Weimer had 4 for 2. As far as passing goes, this is where they really shone. And Jacoby LeCook was 15 of 21 for 322 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Can I put him on my fantasy team this week?
He would have got you some points, that's for sure. Receiving wise, you had Randy Slaughter that had 9 receptions and 111 yards and a TD. Ethan McCarthy had 3 for 110 and 2 TDs. Ethan Richardson had 3 receptions for 86 yards and a TD. And Jordan Borlang, it's terrible, but 1 for 15. So that was the total with the 322 yards. So
well, that was fast. My goodness. Hey, I think we should wrap it up here. I think we've worn out our welcome over here in Tiger Stadium. I'm wearing a different headset and I can't even hear. Somebody barely has their ears on. Okay. Hey, we're going to wrap it up. 56-22. Wasn't that our final tonight? Yes.
So for everyone who's been a part of this one, including Jake Roberts, Stephen Braswell, Justin White, we get and Caroline Slauson, we're going to get a impromptu visit next week from Eddie Meacham. Ed Meacham, who was my former broadcast partner, will do color in the second quarter next week against the Gunners. So we're looking forward to having State Farm agent Ed Meacham join us next week. For everyone who's been a part of this one, I'm Monty Walker. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Howe Bulldogs football is a product of Studio 42. The full replay of the game will be available within minutes on this same link on YouTube and HoweEnterprise.com. Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GCEC, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Michelle Carney Photography, HIT, Roof and Exteriors. Also brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm, the Llama Realty Group, TechWave, Knight Furniture, All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all